But sometimes, damn, I can go to space. I am a hot air balloon that can go to space. Ha ha. With the air, like I don't care. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? It's your boy Boogotti NYC. I know the time is crazy over there, talking about 6:10, but no. We start at this time every single day. You came to the right place. It's our bottom line, and it's Wednesday. Hump Day, the 5th, y'all, 2026. Come on and file up in here. Let me make sure that you guys are all here. And let me know if you guys can hear me. How you guys doing this morning? Everybody good? Just want to make sure everybody's feeling healthy out there on Wednesday, Hump Day. Welcome to Our Bottom Line, you guys. That's right. You see it right here. Is Pirro Next? I don't know. We saw her leaving out with the suitcase. We got a lot on that, you guys, but let me just make sure that we all good here. Let's get that camera straight, get you guys all in here, and thank you so much, Miss Swanza, for giving me my sound check. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let me go ahead and get wound up over here when it comes down to my video so that you guys can bloop, 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 bloop. Make sure that we can see everything nice and clear the way that we're supposed to. Y'all already know what we're doing. This is our bottom line, and it's time to get it in. Let me make sure that that screen is straight. Looks like it landed pretty good right there, didn't it? I mean, we've been doing it long enough, right? Hope everybody's feeling good. I'm back. That's right. I didn't go anywhere. I'm right here. Hope everybody's good. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Thank you for the sound. My mic sound nice. Check one. My mic sound nice. Yeah, those is my girls right there. I mean it. My girlfriends. Yes, salt and pepper, both of them, both sides. Bugatti's girlfriends. I don't mean it in real life. I mean it in fantasy world. How's everybody doing over there? Let's go ahead and get these prayers in the air because I know that they're trying to play around with us right now with this other time. We're going to go for our time. I want to make sure everybody's in the building right now getting prayed for love. I can't wait to make sure that everybody here is getting understanding. Got to make sure that everybody here is taken care of and working on their health. We got a great segment today to make sure we're doing that. Want to make sure that we're praying on respect. We have to pray on hope, and we have to pray on knowledge so that we can keep on learning things so that we can learn and grow and teach as we go. Let's keep on moving, you guys. That's what we're praying for this morning. And we also got to thank the Lord for another day, because without that, we wouldn't even have anything we got now. Let's go ahead and pray for liberty and justice and Rebecca Lanya and Bueno. I saw Sam Champion over there too. Can't forget about Miss Swanza. You already know we got to pray for Scooter Ginger. Also got to put those prayers in the air for Money Tree. 55 Coffee House in the building as well. Got to pray for you. And Rebecca Lanya and Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. We got Sam Champion in the building also this morning, ready to go, holding me down. Thank you so much for being here. Liberty, how you doing this morning? Hope you're doing good. Okay, I see Tony right, and we're praying for you as well. Guy and Elsa. That's right, we got to get those prayers in the air for Guy and Elsa, and thank you for coming through. Angels among us. Yes, I saw you yesterday, and I hope that you're feeling so much better. That's right, John 420 John Patrick, thank you so much as well. Who else we got in the building? David Brown, thank you so much, brother, for showing up and showing up early and making sure that you're here at 6 so that we can get these prayers in the air. Who else we got in the building? Scott Novak. You see we got Scott Novak here as well. We got to make sure that we get those prayers in the air for Money Tree, 55 Coffee House, Lisa Roy. We got to do it like that this morning, you guys, because it's almost time to get started, and maybe we got a little bit more time. Let's get some prayers in the air for Winter Rising, Jeffrey Spilker, and also we're going to get those prayers in the air for Angels Among Us. Can't forget about Colesset and Casey Ramos. Also can't forget about 55 Coffee House. Also Luigi. What's going on, Luigi? How you doing? Check in. Also Teddy, Terry, all of our family out there, you guys. We got to make sure that we got everybody prayed up, even though they're not here. Just Joy, thank you so much for coming through. And me, myself, Boogotti NYC. Got to pray for me as well. You know that, right? Amen. Let me get a little sip of this water over here. I got a whole good lined up show for you guys today. And yes, this health and wellness section, please stick around for it. I'm going to try to get these other videos out the way so we can do our thing. Woo! Get charged up, you guys. I needed that because it's time to start the show. I'm ready to go. I hope you are too. And as I clear my throat and also try to kill time because it's not time yet. I think it's almost time. Yeah, because I'm ready to go. and they're ready to go. I said it's time to start the show. I hope you're ready, yo, 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 yo. Whoa. And we wind it up, boo, 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 boo. Wind it up, boo, 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 boo. Wind it up, because it's 6 o'clock somewhere. 6 o'clock, y'all. Time to start the show. Boo, 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 boo. Come on, let's start the show. They're ready to go. Come on. Okay. Olay. Okay. Oh, Teddy's back. I hope so. Okay, you guys know what we got to do next. Open up those pores. We got to open up those pores. We got to open up those. It's Wednesday the 5th, y'all. That's right, y'all. 2026. So I'm your host, Boogotti NYC, and this here's our bottom line. Where we be talking about this and that and chat and this and this and chat. And we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me lit. Woo! I hope everybody's doing good. It's Wednesday, hump day. We only got 2 more days to the weekend, but that don't make a difference here because we're on every day. As long as the Lord provides us breath to see another day, I'm going to keep on showing here to do what? Showing up here to do what, Boogotti? That's right, Our Bottom Line, the show where we bring you trending topics, current events, and the health and wellness section. You guys, let's go. We got a fantastic show lined up for you right now, so I'm not even going to play around because that was enough of an intro already. So what am I going to say, huh? I got 5 on it. I'm going to stack 5 videos at a time. All I need you guys to do is stay on topic, stay on point. Let me know where you're chiming in from. Have those gas prices come down? We want to know. Do us a favor. Put in your state or your city and how much you're paying for a gallon of regular gas right now. We really like to know things like that. Also, let's stay on topic and stay on point. It makes the discussion go that much better. As long as we're respecting each other, it's not going to be a problemo. Let's keep on going, you guys, because now what am I going to say? Let's get into those titles. Let's get into these titles, Boogotti. Is Pirro next? You guys saw what happened the other day. President Trump was not happy about the reflective pond and her saying that it was faulty construction work. You know, one thing I got to say about her, at least she's sticking to the facts. They say that when the construction paper, information came back, and she read it, she had to come to the assessment that it was the construction that actually was the reason. I don't think Trump was too happy about that, you guys. But let's keep on going because we're not going to leave it on that because he was livid. I'm talking about he was livid. He was actually livid about it. What else do we have over here? Okay, now is Iran finally agreeing to a peace deal? I don't know about that because with the United States of America, it seems like they're going back and forth. Again, is Iran finally agreeing to a peace deal with the United States of America? I'm not sure, you guys. Like I said, last night there was some more strikes. How about that? And that's why we didn't claim that it was over because we know how those things are. I got a little bit educated when I started to see what was going on with Ukraine and Russia and how they kept on saying, okay, it's going to be over. Yeah, 3.5 years later, right? Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. And I'm not blaming anybody. You know, I'm not blaming anybody. It is what it is. War is hell. Let's keep on moving forward because what else do we have over here? We got the last but not least. It's inside the growing wildfires throughout the world. How and why so many? Guess what? I told you guys. I told you. I said there's no way in the world that Smokey could be out there just talking about campfires. Make sure you put out your campfires. Wasn't about those campfires. There were people doing this. And finally, we got someone that was caught. I'm hoping that this guy gets a lot of jail time because what he did, I'm going to be honest with you guys, the recovery from this is going to be fun, record work and record money that's going into this. A lot of homes and a lot of land was destroyed. And I'm hoping that people start to step up, because if it wasn't for one innocent person that actually saw this man and the right investigations going on, no one would have known, and they got him. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. It's our bottom line. Let's get into it. Trending topics, current events, and a really good health and wellness section for you guys today. So you know what I'm gonna say, right? It's time to get into it. Grab your water, grab your tea, and your 55 coffee house from Miss Lisa Roy, because now we got a show to start, you guys. It's our bottom line. And yes, we do have merch coming up. If we can go ahead and get those likes up, you know what it is. If we can get to 300, we're gonna be sending out 6 Our Bottom Line keychains and 6 Our Bottom Line decals. And guess what? 100 more people will be at 74,000 subscribers. Can we do it today? Let me know. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's see what's Trump talking about when it comes down to Iran, because he's saying that he was going to pull back, and everybody told him to, because they want him to talk and have a peace accord. But let's see what he's talking about, and let's get this show started. Let's see what's going on here on this Wednesday.
President Trump says it's Iran's, quote, last chance to make a peace deal with the U.S., as he and Tehran send mixed messages on the current state of negotiations. President Trump said talks were set to begin yesterday, but U.S. officials told CBS News no new discussions were planned. Iran has insisted it's not talking with the U.S. directly. After threatening more strikes yesterday, the president said he hopes officials in Tehran will, quote, come to their senses.
So they called me and they said, please don't attack, we'll make a deal. Iran knew it. They knew what was coming. It was going to come last night, and it would have gone on for a long time, and there'd be essentially very little left. There'd be nothing left.
CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi joins us now from our D.C. bureau.
No, because that was then. I'm talking about now. You're talking about that was the beginning. We're going to keep it up to par right now, because you guys was talking about it's over, but it's not. Because I keep on telling you guys all of those little IRGCs, the little fractions. It seems like they're not picking up the phone and talking to each other. See what's going on overnight. We had some attacks that hit some ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, let's go.
Trump ramping up pressure on Iran, warning this could be the Islamic Republic's final chance to reach a deal as diplomatic talks continue.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the details. Hi, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. While the Trump administration explores diplomatic options with Iran, the IRGC is continuing attacks in the Gulf. Overnight, at least one cargo ship was hit with an unknown projectile, according to maritime tracking groups. This was near the Strait of Hormuz, and the incident comes as the U.S. naval blockade remains in effect. CENTCOM says that as of August 3rd, they have redirected 44 commercial vessels and disabled 2 others. President Trump posted on Truth Social on Monday, in part saying, nothing gets through to Iran unless we want it to, and nothing will get through unless a deal or total surrender is accomplished. The president went on to say whether Iran wants to admit it or not, we are in fact talking of a solution to a problem that they have caused. The president described the state of play with Iran yesterday from the Oval Office.
Already heard that. Let's keep on moving forward, and we got to get on out of there, because that's enough with that. That's up to date. Let's get on over to some doom doom, doom doom. Doom 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 doom. Ice, ice, baby. Get them! That's right, you guys, because nationwide, ICE has set a new Trump-era detention record in July by capturing more than 46,000 individuals. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's check in to see what's going on over here.
Detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement have just hit a record high head count under the Trump administration. These are new numbers from the internal agency data that come out just last month, saying that ICE booked more than 46,000 individuals who now face deportation. That number is up by a few thousand since June as we compare year over year, month over month. Now, CBS News immigration correspondent Camila Montoya Galvez has that exclusive reporting. So is this escalation turning up the heat as much?
Somebody in the comments says self-deportation is skyrocketing too. I think so, B-Kid. You know why? B-Kid 900. I have a feeling that they feel better, than might as well leave and get a little bit of the money and have a chance to come back, because at least when they leave, they probably can use that money better in their country for that amount of time. Probably what they need to do. Thank you guys for the love and the jewels, you as well. Let's keep this news coming in.
Markwayne Mullin promised in a recent news conference, and how does he compare number to number, month to month with the predecessor, Kristi Noem?
Hi, Reed. Good morning. We have to underscore that after the killings of U.S. citizens Renee Good and Alex Preddy in the Minneapolis area, we essentially saw the Trump administration pull back and scale back the more aggressive immigration operations that triggered bipartisan backlash. And we saw a drop in ICE arrests actually for a few weeks in the spring. That drop materialized again for several months in the spring before the summer. Now what we're seeing, Reed, is a dramatic expansion.
A RoboCop head. Can you talk up? Your head's big enough. Look how big my head is. You know you got more volume in your voice than that. Come on.
Summer of ICE enforcement across the country, but importantly, Reed, it is being done in a somewhat more quieter way. And the administration is doing that by not launching the in-your-face massive operations that target specific cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and Minneapolis, like we saw last year, but instead cracking down on non-citizen travelers at airports, arresting individuals who are going through TSA screening lines and other parts of the airport by sending more boots and more ICE agents.
Okay, I can't do it no more. I'm sorry. I'm about to have no show messing with you. Jesus Christ. Can you whisper any lower, RoboCop head? I mean, come on. Did y'all see that framework going on around there? Like he slapped some skin on top? Anyway, you guys see that a lot more people. 46,000 more individuals have been arrested as far as this month, from June into July. Let's keep on going, you guys, because now we got somebody who has been. That's right, you guys. Watch your head. That's right. Watch your head. And he's lucky because he was the last person that tried something like this. He's no longer around. That's right, you guys. We got another situation that just happened. An armed man was arrested outside of Trump's golf course. Yeah, he was actually casing the joint for a little while. And then the next thing you know, he winds up coming back with the, yeah, okay, guys. Then they got him. Let's go. Let's see what's going on with this.
Taken into custody hours before President Trump's SoCal visit. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Sandra Mitchell. Cher has the night off. Officials say that suspect, identified as Janine John Kelly, was taking pictures around the resort on Sunday and appeared to be monitoring security planning activities.
But what he had planned and his motive remain unclear tonight. Mary Beth McDade live in Rancho Palos Verdes with the latest. MB?
Yeah, Mike and Sandy, we're learning a little bit more tonight. Of course, still the big question is whether he was casing the golf club here to do something sinister to the president. Now, we know that he was arrested on several felonies for gun and ammunition possession, as well as an outstanding robbery charge. But just within the last hour, we are learning about some federal charges. And he is facing some federal charges for firearm possession, but in that affidavit, we're also finding out that before he was arrested here at the golf course on Sunday, he had also been spotted here on Friday, July 31st, taking photographs and taking a walk about the grounds.
Who in the world did your makeup? Looked like Phyllis Dilla's makeup artist did her makeup.
I love our president, I love our country, and we heard that President Trump was coming here today. And we just wanted to honor him as our president.
I'm trying to save the country from Donald Trump and Project 2025 and all of his thugs.
Both supporters and opponents of President Donald Trump showed up at Trump National Golf Club in PV Tuesday while the president was there attending a Republican fundraiser.
We are here to lend our voice to defend the Constitution and let Trump know that we are not happy with what he's doing.
I just like how he cares about America, and he's really nice, kind person, and he cares about America.
So the kids like him, huh?
Prior to Trump's arrival, LA County sheriffs announced the arrest of 38-year-old Janine John Taylor of Downey.
Holy crap, we could have been one of those that got affected by it. We're almost afraid to tell our kids, did you hear the news? Well, we're 2 doors down.
Authorities say on Sunday, plainclothes federal agents noticed a man walking around the golf course grounds, taking pictures and videos, and appearing to monitor security planning. Authorities arrested him after discovering he had a 16-round magazine containing hollow point ammunition in his pocket a loaded pistol and more ammo in his car that was parked at the club, and that he was wanted by El Segundo police on a robbery investigation.
I just saw, a bunch of cops, and I don't know if they were social workers, but there's a big crowd.
On Monday, neighbors witnessed the detectives with the Sheriff's Major Crime Bureau serve a search warrant at his Downey home. During the search, authorities tell us they found several guns and ammunition, including an illegally modified AR platform rifle, a .45 caliber pistol, and high-capacity magazine. They also allegedly found body armor, 2 radio signal devices, and several notebooks with concerning statements.
That's crazy, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't expect it in the neighborhood and close to home, that's for sure.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes.
Everybody shout out Brian.
Well, the suspect made his first court appearance this morning in LA criminal courts. He pleaded not guilty. He's being held on a $250,000 bail and due back in that court on August 26th. And he's also going to have to make an appearance in the upcoming future in federal court to answer to those charges. For now, reporting live here in Rancho Palos Verdes, Mary Beth McDade. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
He won't be getting out. And whoever did your makeup, please tell her she's fired. Like immediately. Go get somebody from cosmetology school, because baby, no. Whoever your makeup stylist is, they gotta go. Yes, let's get to the lead story right now, where basically Trump is saying, oh no, matter of fact, let's do some fraud right now. We're gonna get some fraud? Oh yeah, let's get some fraud. Woo, a lot of money in this one. I popped this in there out of nowhere, you guys, because I figured you guys are gonna wanna hear about this. I'm gonna have to skip to 2 areas when it comes down to this breakdown situation here, but I don't wanna hold off because it's a lot of information and I'm gonna have to skip into it. But I know you guys are gonna wanna know what's going on with this. Yeah, that makeup gotta go. Let's keep on going.
Right here and right now in Pennsylvania. Today, we are announcing criminal charges against 19 defendants for fraudulent home health care schemes that targeted Pennsylvania's Medicaid fraud program and resulted in over $4 million of fraud.
You know how they did it? So basically they did this. You know, an older person that needs a little bit of care or something like that. Yeah, it's called that CBP. I forgot the name of it. It was something back there, not the CBP Home app. It was something about like a care provider. And instead of the nurse's aide coming in, it would be like somebody's family member or something like that. Only thing with that is in Pennsylvania, they were going crazy with it. They were having people that were in jail that was actually receiving the money. People that were at court appearances without the person receiving the money. People that were in the hospital that were receiving money. People that were no longer here that were receiving this money. So you guys, it's not just the 4 million. It's gonna get into a lot more. Watch.
18 of these defendants were charged in the last 12 days as part of a strategically coordinated law enforcement operation between the Fraud Division, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and the Pennsylvania Attorney General's Office. The cases today build on the work that we recently announced in Minnesota, where we charged 15 defendants for systematically looting 7 state-managed Medicaid programs out of more than $90 million, treating those programs like a piggy bank until one of them had to be shut down entirely because there was nothing left. The shelves were empty. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is one of the highest spenders for home care services in the nation, with spending on home care services exceeding $8 billion in 2025 alone. These home care programs are designed to allow America's most vulnerable to live with dignity at their own home, instead of being forced to leave their families for a nursing home.
And this is just the stuff that they catching.
The program is innovative. It allows friends and family members to receive funds from Medicaid to provide necessary physical care for a loved one. Used properly by honest citizens, the program allows those with physical ailments to be cared for by those they trust the most. But infiltrated by greedy and deceitful opportunists, this program becomes a money tree, a gravy train for criminal fraudsters.
Money tree said, I ain't got nothing to do with this.
The cases today make that abundantly clear. They are not paperwork errors or good faith accounting errors. They involve supposed home health aides who billed the taxpayer for home care services but never actually provided those services. And
You know, some of these people were billing for 24 hours worth of service. You know, there's no way in the world you could work somewhere for 24 hours. Come on.
supposed Medicaid patients who conspired with other fraudsters to bill the taxpayer for completely unnecessary health services. In one case, we charged 2 home health aides and 2 purported patients with causing over $400,000 in false claims to Medicaid for services the aides supposedly performed when, get this, they were actually hospitalized, working at other jobs, and even in jail. Yet
How you, let me ask you a question. How you get pulled over by the police for doing Uber, right? But you're supposed to be doing this, and you putting in hours that's what you're doing. They got some real proof on this stuff, y'all.
yes, the allegations include a scheme that billed taxpayers for home care services provided when the person supposedly doing that work was sitting behind bars. That, of course, is not healthcare. It's just pure theft. Another indictment charges a father and son for engaging in a fraudulent Medicaid scheme.
Watch this.
In short, according to the allegations, the father didn't need the care and the son wasn't giving it. The son claimed to be providing services to his father while he was actually working as a driver for a rideshare and food delivery service. And in fact, on one
DoorDash and Uber. Now,
on occasion, the defendants allegedly billed Medicaid for services that supposedly occurred at the exact time the son was in the midst of a traffic stop in which he was cited for possession of marijuana.
okay, let's keep on going, you guys, because if that ain't it, I don't know. I don't know what's it right there. I don't even want to laugh because it's not even funny. It is sad. It is sad. Let's keep on moving forward. And you heard it here first. You're going to see it other places, but you heard it here. Let's keep on going forward, you guys, because now let's get to our lead story. That's right. You see him there, Trump and Jeanine Pirro. And he's angry about that situation with that reflective pool, you guys. Let's run over this real quick. You guys tell me if you can identify any of these people that used to work for the administration. The one up top on the right there, walking with that little white streak on her head, in her hair, what's her name? You guys, you see the other lady on the top up there, the blonde that's walking out, right, with the picture. You know her name, right? And then you got the other one down there. She likes to fly private. You know what I mean? She had a nice plane that she put together. We used to call her Wonder Woman. She's gone. You know, I'll give you that one. That's Christy. You guys know who I'm talking about, right? That's Tulsi up there. You guys see who that is. And you know, last but not least, the one who couldn't get the Epstein conversation tied down and hushed, Pam Bondi. So that's why my question today is, is Pirro next? Because he wasn't really happy about this situation here, you guys. Let's go. Double tap that screen, get those likes up. Because yes, what are we doing today? We're giving out this merch. We got 6 of the Our Bottom Line keychains and 6 of the Our Bottom Line decals. 12 pieces in all, you guys. Let's get it going. And once we hit that 300 mark, when it gets down to those likes, we'll be sending those out too. All you got to do is email me.
Incredibly expensive renovation of the D.C. reflecting pool. CBS News has learned President Trump met with U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro Monday in the Oval Office after she moved to drop charges against alleged vandals of the pool. Pirro says she determined botched installation caused the damage and not vandalism.
Ooh, don't want to hear that. That's not something that we want to hear or report. You're supposed to keep that Huffington Post.
Here's what the president had to say.
And I was disappointed with Jeanine Pirro, really disappointed with Jeanine Pirro. She folded like an umbrella, and people get away with.
So do you mean like Mary Poppins?
Things, and it's a disgrace.
Folded like an umbrella. Nicole Skanga is following this and a few other developments regarding the Justice Department. Nicole, we saw the U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, leaving the office. This is the video of that. She was wheeling some sort of a suitcase, which kicked off a lot of speculation about her job, and it's...
Hold up. Hey, where the hell you going with that briefcase? Did you get fired? Hold up. Come on a minute. Hold on a minute now. What are you talking about? Think I ain't had this? Think I ain't have it? Yeah, man. Where you going, Janine? Where you going? Where you going? Get back here. Where you going? Talk to us. We want to know.
The developments regarding the Justice Department. Nicole, we saw the U.S. Attorney, Jeanine Pirro, leaving the office. This is the...
And that briefcase is pretty big that she's carrying. That's a pretty good bag. I mean, a pretty big suitcase bag that she's carrying. Plus, she's got files on the top of that. And nobody's helping her? What's up with that? That's another thing. I mean, even if you weren't being fired, like, what's up with that? That's why it looks suspect. Let's keep going.
The video of that. She was wheeling some sort of a suitcase, which kicked off a lot of speculation about her job and its future. What can you tell us?
Hold up. Hey, look at that picture up there. They don't play. See the box. Now it's all starting to make sense and look relative, right? See that right now? Everything's starting to look like it's a possibility. I don't know, but I think she's gonna at least finish her term.
Glad her suitcase was packed, but her job is safe for now. I don't know what was in the suitcase, but here is what I can tell you. A presidential preference is not admissible evidence. Dropping a case that can no longer be proven in court is the job of a prosecutor. Now, it is particularly embarrassing in this case because Jeanine Pirro publicly promised to prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt, and not just as a misdemeanor, as a felony worth more than $1,000 in damages. But prosecutors argued that the new evidence, that the body cam footage, that the witness testimony, police testimony, that in particular the internal communications of the contractors revealed that this was actually a widespread failure in the pool's renovation itself, and they could not prove that this was Davy Hearn all the way with the intent to do this kind of damage. Now, an indictment is just probable cause, so really prosecutors still had to believe that this could go all the way. We should also mention, Glad, that just yesterday 3 similar cases, misdemeanors in Washington accusing individuals of vandalizing the pool in a similar fashion, were also dropped by the U.S. Attorney's Office in D.C.
Ooh, yeah, Trump ain't happy about that. So that's 4 cases in all. So you mean to tell me she dropped them all? How many of you guys think that she's in jeopardy of losing her job? If you think Jeanine Pirro is in jeopardy of the possibility of losing her job, let's all get a thumbs up. I'm not saying me, I'm just asking. If you think that there's a possibility that she may lose her job from this situation, let's get a thumbs up going real quick. And if you think that there's not a possibility, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. He can take it like a man. It's probably something water under the bridge, Boogotti. Not a big deal. It's all fair. Don't worry about it. Give me a thumbs down if you guys believe not. Okay, who do we got over here? We got Brian with thumbs up. We got Not Sure from Angry. We got thumbs down from BK. We got thumbs down from Jeffrey. Thumbs up, Miss Keisha Scooter. Remember who we talking about now? Eric Cooper. So they're saying bad contractors. That's what they're saying, bro. Yolanda. Yep. Vince. Yep. Vijawa. Yep. Okay. Miss Mary Jane. Miss Mary Jane's. Okay. Angels Among Us says thumbs down. We'll leave on her own. Based on the record so far, she's toast. Okay, KB. Yeah, that's why I put that, I thought like that, and I just put it up there like that, because honestly, he don't really take stuff lightly, especially when it comes down to something that he recommends, and when it comes down to construction, supposed to know a lot about it. You know what I mean, right? I'll get my guys in here, and then this happens. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Yes, because now we got to do a rewind. Heel up, reel up, bring it back, come rewind. Do you remember a few months ago when Kathy Joku Hochul said this?
Governor Hochul signed a sweeping set of laws today that she says will protect New Yorkers against aggressive immigration enforcement, including a mask ban.
News 4's Erica Byfield was there for the signing and has a closer look at the new laws.
The governor thinks that what she did is going to get some pushback, but she says she's doing it because she thinks it's right, and she's also hoping that other states will follow New York's lead. The immigration debate rages on. This group showed up at the governor's office out of frustration and thinking that Kathy Hochul isn't going far enough to protect immigrants. Just hours earlier, we were with her.
This is an important day for our state.
On Friday, she held an intimate roundtable discussion with religious leaders, community advocates, and everyday New Yorkers ahead of signing sweeping legislation taking on the Trump administration's immigration policies.
And I'm really proud of this day. It was a long negotiation with the legislature, a lot of opinions on this, but I knew at the end of the day that we had to show communities that we are here to protect them.
Among the new laws, law enforcement cannot wear a mask on the job. Additionally, federal immigration authorities can no longer deputize local cops, use them to help them detain people. Another new state law, federal agents can't go into sensitive places like schools and places of worship for immigration enforcement. One more change, a provision, makes it easier for New Yorkers to sue government officials or agencies.
That's the NYPD, right? That's what they're saying with that, right? Now, we got to do a little bit of flash. Let's fast forward up to right now. That was 2 months ago, you guys. That was not recently. That was 2 months ago because she felt very proud about it. She went and got together with a whole bunch of people and they spent a lot of time on it, right? You know, I got to show you the before and after, because now that law that was banning ICE agents from doing their job and wearing masks, it's been blocked by a federal judge. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
It illegal. New York Attorney General Letitia James and Governor, and now new tonight, a New York law banning ICE agents from wearing masks is blocked by a judge.
Doom, doom. Doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. Doom, doom, doom. Doom, 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 doom. ICE back, baby. Looks like they made it back. Looks like, oh, that was yesterday, by the way. This is new. This is brand new.
A federal judge issued a preliminary injunction halting the ban. The Department of Justice has opposed this law, calling it illegal. New York Attorney General Letitia James and Governor Hochul did release a joint statement saying in part, "We stand firm in our belief that masked agents do not make New York safer, and our offices are reviewing all legal options at this time."
You better keep on reviewing because it just shows that you don't know what you're doing. Keep on reviewing because you don't know what you're doing. Let's keep on. Now they spent all of that money doing all of that, putting all of that time together when they could have been worrying about, I'm going to keep on saying it, all of those HPD buildings and apartments that need to be renovated and put back on the market for all of the homeless people, or some stuff that they could be doing for the veterans, or some stuff that they can be doing for at-risk children and youth, and getting some more police out here too. They could be spending a lot more time on stuff like that instead of trying to get their names ready for the next election. You know what I'm saying? Trying to look good for the next thing. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go. We got a nice situation over here that I'm happy about in Minneapolis. Let's hear for this one, you guys. Again, if you guys like to see about fraud and hear about people going to jail for it, let me get a round of applause. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Here we go. Here we go. B Kids said stop doxing them. That's right. We need them to do their work and leave them alone about those masks because they know what they're doing. Sentence lengthened for feeding our future leader. That's right, you guys. You know who I'm talking about, right? That's right. His sentence was 20-something years. Now the judge said, hold up a minute. You mean to tell me you tried to bribe one of my jurors? Oh, wait a minute. And guess who else has a part to do with this? Ilhan Omar's sister. Hey, it runs in the family, right? So why don't we look at a little more corruption that was just revealed yesterday? Let's see what's going on with this situation over here, you guys, as they start to peel back situations now with this case for the sentence that's been lengthened with the Feeding Our Future ringleader.
Government continues its fraud crackdown. New developments are emerging out of Minnesota, and that includes allegations against Congresswoman Ilhan Omar's sister, plus an increased sentence for one of the men behind the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme. The National News Desk, Jeff Harris, joining us. Yeah, Jeff, let's start with that. The additional sentence, which centers around one of the jurors in his original trial. Break down what we're learning tonight.
So Abdiaziz Farah, who was already sentenced to 28 years in jail for his role in the Feeding Our Future fraud scheme, was just given another 10 years behind bars after admitting to trying to bribe a juror in his own trial. Just one of the latest developments coming out of the state of Minnesota. As experts tell us, that highlights an emerging pattern.
That's how I found out about this story in the beginning. there was a gift bag that was left somewhere with a bunch of money in it, and it was turned in, and that's how this whole thing broke, and that's how I found out about all of this. Everything. That's how it all started.
Unfortunately, one party seems to be actively working to protect these criminal enterprises rather than working alongside the federal authorities to help root all of it out.
Vice President of the Government Accountability Institute, Eric Eggers, telling the National News Desk Tuesday, with these developments coming to light, the Democratic Party and specific members are yet again being thrust into the spotlight.
When it comes to stopping crime and saving all Americans' tax dollars, there's a very clear partisan divide, and Democrats sadly are united, I think, on the wrong side of it.
One of those developments involves Farah, who, along with multiple co-conspirators, admitted to trying to bribe a juror in his own trial, dropping off $120,000 in cash with a promise of more if they voted to acquit. Now, the additional prison time coming just days before a Daily Wire report alleging the sister of Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar used a residential address linked to individuals convicted in the $300 million fraud scheme while incorporating a consulting company.
I just can't believe that these people are doing this in plain sight and they're protected and they're getting away with it.
Highlighting these allegations and a clip of Omar from 2020 promoting the Safari restaurant on TV, which was at the center of the Feeding Our Future fraud scandal as an emerging pattern.
The number of relations.
I ain't talking about them. He got a lot of time, but I'm talking about her. Come on now. Too much stuff is going back to her already. All of this fraud stuff that first, and then the Feeding Our Future stuff, and then all of a sudden her accounting messed up, and now this.
Relationship you have just continues to add up, where the number of potential criminal associates is not one, it's not two, but it's becoming a part of a much larger trend, which is very troubling.
While Omar has not yet responded to the National News Desk's request for comment, she has dismissed broader accusations tying her or her office to the scandal, calling the claims baseless and political. The Congresswoman saying back in March, quote, "Any claim that I had knowledge of this scheme is flat out false," while adding in an interview in December 2025, the fraud needs to be looked into.
How can this amount of money disappear fraudulently without there being alarms being set off?
Because your people are good. But some of them got caught, but you still, you know what I'm saying, you still doing your thing. I know you protected, but your boy just got caught.
And it is something that, we have to continue to investigate. We have to continue to ask those questions.
Now, when it comes to more fraud, the federal government also recently freezing over $1 billion in Medicaid payments to Minnesota and also California, with regulators saying the states billed for dead beneficiaries and for providers already flagged for fraud allegations. Both states have since denied. Reporting for the National News Desk.
Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's keep on going. Nothing but fraud, a whole bunch of money being stolen, and it's coming right out of your pockets. That's right, you guys. You think the tax dollars are supposed to go for the roads and for municipalities and to take care of certain things? Yeah, that's what it's supposed to go to. Once they put in one of them fake grants, hey, it looks like it's okay. Let's give it to them. It's for the kids. Next thing you know, they pulling up like this. Boom, boom, looking like Kane up in Menace, y'all. Come on, let's keep on moving forward, because this is something that I'm so happy about. And this is something that snitch does not apply to. You know how they say, yo, don't tell on this person, don't snitch or whatever? I'm telling y'all to snitch. S-N capital I-T-C-H. Snitch. If you find out anything about this. Washington. This morning, the police announced the arrest. Watch your head. No, matter of fact, don't watch your head. Messing with all the animals and all of the people's houses out there. This morning, the police arrest a suspect that I think they need to do more of this, because there's so many people that are out here right now setting these wildfires, and they deserve to get what they get. And the fact that they're destroying our land while bringing wildlife to horrendous situations, and then there's over 700 structures now that have been damaged. I'm glad that this fool here got caught. I'm telling you to tell. The only way that this guy got caught is because they told. And you know when I start stuttering, that's because I'm hot about something, y'all. Look, check this out. Come on, setting fires, that's one of the main things that I don't like. I can't stand people like this. They're mad because you got a home or you doing something, so they want to set things on fire, or they got a little personal issue. Deal with your own personal issue on your own or whatever, foolio.
Officials announcing the arrest of a suspect they say is responsible for starting the Old Trails fire, the most destructive of the 3 fires currently ravaging Spokane.
The witness, a citizen, very good citizen, noticed a male standing on the side of the road looking into the trees as he was going to pick somebody up. About 10 minutes later, as he was coming back through the area, he noticed the male was bending down near some grass.
More than 10,000 acres have burned in the Spokane area. Fire trucks surrounded by huge blazes as crews rush to contain the flames. The sheriff saying 14 people are unaccounted for, but incredibly, nobody has been killed or even seriously injured, despite the flames moving so quickly.
That's our house right there. It's about to go down in flames.
Close to 70,000 residents forced to evacuate. Firefighters say at least 700 homes have been destroyed, but that number could increase substantially.
I've been to a lot of places around the world, and I can tell you today that that's a war zone.
Families digging through the remains of their homes.
My childhood photos, everything that, you can't get back.
Jana Jensen grew up in this house, her childhood home gone.
I feel lost. Every memory of my children are down there. Every memory of my grandchildren are down there. I just feel empty. I can't even say I feel hurt.
And across the West, more wildfires erupting. Crews capturing this massive fire NATO as they work to contain the Coleman Creek fire in southwest Oregon.
George, take a look at this. As everything collapsed down from the upper floors, this was the refrigerator. The family showing us the one thing that survived in their home. There is an apple right here that looks untouched. It rolled out of that refrigerator when it collapsed down, that apple right there. George.
Wow, that is really something. Okay, Alex, thanks very much.
That's one of our lead stories right there, because it's very important, and I don't care what anybody say. If I see somebody out there, lucky I don't try to put my hands on it, but I'm going to snitch. I'm telling. So I ain't trying to beat nobody up. And next thing you know, I'm going to jail for trying to be doing something right. I want to pray for all of the families, all of the victims in that tragedy right there. I also want to pray for all of the wildlife, all of the birds, the animals, all of the deer that probably live in that wildlife and things like that. Yeah. That's who I want to pray for, all of the birds, all of the little turtles and things like that, yeah, because those are the things that we never think about, the animals and the little wildlife that have nothing to do with this craziness, squirrels and things like that, yeah, they can't get out. So the other day where this situation happened where they had to put water on a cow, a calf, a baby cow. Sad situations is going on here, all because of whatever you want to call these people in their minds. Please, Lord, protect us and take care of our animals as well as our children. We ask today, together, collectively, amen. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's get on over to Hannity. We're going to swing it up to this situation right here, where this fool think he's kind of slick. Mamdani, you know, the administration announced that they're now going to have these supermarkets, right? That everybody, well, not everybody, but some people can go to. Remember the other day when he was holding up the green bananas, and he said that a lot of people are going to be able to go to these stores? Well, guess what? They're saying that this is a Machiavelli power play. So guess what? Maybe if I keep on doing good and giving you guys what you want, you'll keep on voting for me and giving me what I need, right? Maybe the people will keep on being receptive to me. That's what they're basically trying to call this. He's trying to feed his people and try to take care of them themselves. Let's keep on moving forward with this situation here.
Congressman, our friend Brandon Gill is with us. You know, whatever name it has gone under, whatever form it's taken on, whatever manifestation it's taken on, it always ends the same way. Unfulfilled promises, more poverty than when you start, a loss of freedom in the name of false security, and then you have all of these power-hungry politicians that you'll never get rid of. Why is the idea of empowering the government to take from one group of people that work very hard to earn it and give it to other people so they get elected? Does that sound fair to you?
No, of course not. And I think once this plays out, most Americans are going to realize how destructive it is. But for Mamdani, and let's be very clear about what he's doing, this is not an attempt to make America or New York City more prosperous. It's not an attempt to promote human flourishing or to do any kind of good for his community. It is purely a weapon that he can use against his political enemies, i.e. taxpayers and business owners who are going to be run out of business because they're having to compete with the government. and a way for him to use these grocery stores to reward his political allies. And those are the people that he believes are going to be using the grocery stores, whose votes he's essentially buying off. It is
Or have good stuff in the grocery stores, but he got the budgets to pay for it. So now he'll be able to have certain stuff in his grocery stores and be able to get that stuff that other grocery stores basically can't get for a cheaper price, especially since he's buying from more than one store. Anybody think about it that way? Not necessarily bad foods that's inside of like a food bank that's being sold at high prices, but what about good food, right? But now the prices are so low that the farmers that they're getting it from can't really see a profit. You see what Walmart and those other superpowers do, right? Where is he getting this food from? Who's paying for it? Are the taxpayers paying for it already? Questions. Where is the money going to? The profits. That's just a few questions.
It's a raw Machiavellian power play, and I think that's what is so, in many ways, so disturbing and disgusting about it.
Yeah, all right, so they have this new idea Mamdani has, farm to table. And this is the front page of the New York Post today, right there. And this is for prisoners. And they're going to get fresh food delivered to them. Now, I guess this is up until the time, I know part of they want to defund and eliminate all cash bail. They want to eliminate all prisons. They want to defund the police, open borders.
So don't worry about the homeless and the veterans. We got to feed them prisoners when it comes to farm fresh stuff.
Borders, amnesty, eliminate the Senate, the presidency, and courts. So what happens when you start losing Bill Maher and you start losing the likes of John Fetterman, and you start losing...
Yeah, that's when they start getting in there, try to use the fame the same way they tried to use Cardi B last time, but it worked for him. It didn't work for Kamala, but it worked for him. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because they're not the only ones angry with a lot of questions about Mamdani right now. People in Staten Island, they fuming, because guess what? They're rallying against this pied-à-terre tax rollout. That's right, you guys. If you got more than one home, they want you to pay, but everybody was notified. So what's going on with the people that actually live in their homes? He's trying to get them to pay too, or mistakenly pay. What's going on with that? People in Staten Island got a lot of questions for you. Mamdani, na easy super cat, na use a dam dame. Na easy super cat, na use a dam dame. Na easy super cat, na use a dam dame, dame. Yeah, this is a whole session on you, Fulio, because not only did you try to do something with the buses, now you're trying to act like you got some food for people. Now you're trying to take people's homes from them too. Yeah, or try to charge them extra, depending on what their homes cost. Let's keep on moving forward and see what's going on with this.
Let's go to Staten Island, where homeowners are rallying against the city's new pied-à-terre tax.
The city recently sent out notices to people it says need to pay up, but some of these homeowners say they live in their home and are now being forced to prove it. Good Day's Arthur Chien has more.
Homeowners here on Staten Island held a rally protesting how the city has rolled out its new pied-à-terre tax. In particular, they're mad that their personal information has appeared on a public database, and they're also upset that...
Now, this is crazy. So it's okay for him to put your name on a public database like this? I mean, you guys got to realize a lot of cities and states, you're like, oh, that's New York. But a lot of cities and states adapt what New York does. You know, we're one of those those tier one cities where people follow behind what we do. So you know how they're trying to do the congestive pricing, and now they started bringing it to other cities. This stuff like this could come to your city too. And you see, how are you gonna have the nerve to put out people's personal information like this?
That if they are subject to the tax, it will be up to them to prove that they actually live in the city.
So we gotta call it out when we know it's right.
Dozens of Staten Island homeowners showed up for a rally on the FDR Boardwalk in Midland Beach. They are fuming over the confusion from a database belonging to the Department of Finance that was posted a week ago with nearly 1 million properties that might be subject to the new surcharge called the pied-à-terre tax. Now, days later, the city clarified that being on that database does not mean that you are subject to the actual luxury tax, and that letters alerts have been sent out to 17,000 of the nearly 1 million properties, and it is those 17,000 that the city suspects are second homes that are worth more than $5 million. The clarification, however, obviously not soothing nerves here on Staten Island. Homeowners tell us they feel unfairly targeted and are furious that if they get the letter, the burden of proof will be on them to prove that they actually live in the city. Now, it is a process that includes uploading a driver's license, income tax filing, utility bills, and a voter registration for the address. Yesenia is a retired school teacher we spoke with. Her husband, Brian, is a retired NYPD officer. They say they've lived in their modest home here on Staten Island for 21 years now, and that it is their only home.
Why didn't he do a more thorough investigation instead of throwing everybody on this list?
I was panicked because I haven't gotten a letter yet, but I'm thinking to myself, how do I prove that I don't own something? How do I prove that? How do we prove that?
I understand the concerns New Yorkers have, especially when it comes to a new tax. And as we know that new taxes typically present more questions than they do answers.
The mayor says he understands the confusion. So here is the breakdown on who actually faces this tax. It applies to properties that are not being used as a primary residence, but are valued at over $5 million. The same applies to condos and co-ops valued over $1 million. Mayor Mamdani says part of understanding how this is confusing has led the city to move the deadline, which was set for later this month, to mid-September.
That proves that it's not working out. It's not even making sense to people, and he's getting major pushback. He needs to get up out of here. They need to get him up out of here quick. I don't even know if he's going to be able to make another term. So whoever want to be mayor, go for it, because I'm going for governor. I'm trying to get rid of throw up neck. I want a couple of people out of here. Can't get rid of people when you ain't got the power. I want Hochul's job. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because now we got some more information coming in. And again, how we doing this morning, you guys? I hope everybody's feeling great. And yes, let's get those subscribers up, because it would be so fantastic to get to 74,000 subscribers today. That's right, you guys. We got 6 of the Our Bottom Line keychains coming out and 6 of the Our Bottom Line decals. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. All you got to do is email me, bridgethisllc@gmail.com, and I'll send them right over to you after we hit that 300 mark. Let's see what's going on with this update on Jeffrey Epstein, because anybody know the last call that he made? Anybody know the last relationship that he had? Well, it was with a woman named Corinne Shaliak? Okay. Epstein basically moved money into a trust and left her a lot of dough. I guess he knew what he was going to do. He did this the day before but let's get a little bit of information and see who this person is, because we have not seen or heard from her ever since he passed, or even before. See what's going on with this, because you know we like to follow up on number 9 with Jeffrey Epstein. Let's get into it, you guys. Let's go.
Jeffrey Epstein's final hours before his death remain one of the most scrutinized chapters of his criminal case. Now, new attention is turning to the woman investigators say received his last known phone call, Pirro Next, a Belarus-born dentist who had a years-long relationship with the disgraced financier. Epstein called Shuliak from the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York on August 9, 2019, one day before he was found dead in his jail cell. Authorities ruled his death a suicide.
You heard that, one day before they found him in his cell. That's when this happened, you guys. So this is not like a situation where he basically, this is like, it sounds like a little premeditated is what I'm trying to say, if you think about it. Allegedly. Let's keep on going.
Shuliak was identified in records as one of the last people known to have spoken with him. For years, Shuliak remained largely out of the public eye. She met Epstein while studying dentistry in the United States, and records show their relationship continued for several years before his arrest on federal sex trafficking charges in 2019. Documents released after Epstein's death revealed the extent of their financial connection. In the final days before his death, Epstein moved assets into a trust and named several beneficiaries, including Shuliak, who was listed to receive a significant portion of his estate.
Significant portion of his estate. So did she? Where's the money? And where is she? I also heard allegedly that she was wah. That's right, you guys. That's what I heard. But I don't know if it's true. They said that she was actually pregunta, and that's another reason why she probably didn't want to show face, because she doesn't want anybody to see what that baby looked like. Doesn't that make sense? What if Jeffrey Epstein's got a child out here? Or a few, because you heard about that too. Hey, he was trying to replicate his own genes. Remember that? He was trying to perfect himself. Let's keep on moving forward, because some of these people do some really, really weird things, you guys. Yeah, some real weird things, and wonder where that money at, right? Kendra in the building. Let's all say a prayer for Kendra, hoping that you're doing good. I want to show you nothing but love, Kendra, and I want to pray for you and your family at this time right now. We didn't know if you were going to come in today. You were in our prayers earlier, but yes, in this time, we want to let you know that your family is here for you. Whatever you need, we got you, and we love you. Amen. Everybody show mad love to Kendra. Let's get on over to New York. And if I can make it there, I'll make it bump, bump. Anywhere, it's up to you. New York, New York. But not if you're in the Bronx. Sad situation here we're following up on with the 12-year-old who lost his life to this idiot. And he's been a criminal for a long time. That's what they said when they brought him up back. The family is basically demanding justice after the 12-year-old got pow. Now people, you saw it in the video that I showed you. He had his back turned to this idiot who did this to them, and he was on his bicycle going to buy a ball from the corner store. I mean, how much more innocent can this be? Kid on a bicycle going to buy a tennis ball from the corner store. Don't even understand it, you guys. I want to show mad love to the person that's doing that with love over there, showing out the hearts, because we appreciate it. We need all the love that we can get, especially in these times. Let's get on over and see what's going on with this family. No, not that. Let's get on over here. Not that. I got to bring that right back after this one now, because that's important too.
A family is grieving an unimaginable loss after that career criminal with a record stretching back more than 25 years has been charged with killing a 12-year-old boy in the Bronx, who was the son of a retired NYPD officer. Jacob Frades had simply ridden his bike down to the bodega,
Look at Jacob, looking like a happy kid, 12 years old. Didn't even get a good chance to see a good picture of him. That's why I'm freezing it here, so that we all can see what Jacob looked like.
The local store when gunfire erupted during a dispute, and his family is remembering the boy that they loved while calling for justice. His sister, Angelica Coriano, joins us alongside Jacob's mother, Migdalio Martinez. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Migdalia, I'll start with you. Tell us what happened on that day in the Bronx.
Well, early that day, I went to work, but before I went to work, I asked him to make sure he walked the dog, in which he asked me, can he do it later? And I told him, just make sure you do. You always do things later. And I gave him a kiss, and I walked out, and we always do a little dolphin kiss. And I walked out and went to work, and around 5 o'clock, they called me and said that he had gotten shot. And all I could do was try to think of different ways to get here faster, whether it was a train or a cab. So I figured the train would be better. I got on the train and then couldn't call anybody, so then I got on the cab, and when I got there, I just seen my boy gone.
Angelica, when you look at this guy who's responsible or allegedly responsible, he's 45 years old. He was arrested 7 times previously for criminal possession of a forged instrument, menacing, criminal contempt, possession of stolen property, marijuana possession, drunk driving, and drug possession. And then he has these current charges now. Who do you blame for this? Why was this guy out on the streets?
I can't answer that. I'm not part of the government system that allowed for him to be on the street. I'm a victim of the circumstances that allowed for him to be out here, to be able to take my brother's life.
Remember, Tish said crime is down, you guys, but I can't seem to stop playing crime all over our city and all over our state. Crime is down as far as the numbers is concerned, though.
You would have to ask the government and or the mayor for that.
Yeah, it just seems so preventable. Magnolia, I know you said criminals feel more safe now than ever. Are you angry?
Very.
Explain that.
They've taken so many different laws just to make sure that everyone gets along with the officers so much better. That they took off stop and frisk. They took out, I remember at some point there were programs like when the cadets have to, you know, have internship to have a certain amount of hours, they would have them walk around the neighborhood and stuff like that, and just with so much stuff that been happening with some corrupt officers, because not all officers are the same, and I get it, but because of that, they cut their pay, which means there's less people that want to be cops. They stop no bail for misdemeanors. It's just so much that they allow that at this point.
Let me help her out. Even when the cops were able to arrest somebody, by the time they arrest them, by the time the shift is over, they be done let them out of jail. Number two, you cannot gain rank to even go and do nothing as far as take the sergeant test unless you have a couple of good arrests going on. So if all of those collars that you're making, which is what they call them, collars, if everybody keep on getting out, you can't even really make rank or try to get sergeant, lieutenant, anything like that. So what's the use of even trying to go and do that? That's why now all over we see a lot of these cops, all they doing is doing this right here. They surfing on their cell phones now, right? You know why? Because a police officer now is just a job. It's not a responsibility, and it's not about making sure that the community is safe anymore. And not only that, they can't. Because if they touch you or something happen, they gotta take care of themselves. And like I said, I don't love no cops now, but for some reason all the gangsters be on some, yo, Boogotti, whatever. But as soon as you need the cops, I'm calling the police, I'm calling the ambulance. So let's call it like it is, you guys. All people are not bad, all police are not bad. So let's just call it for what it is. And one other thing, why would you want to work under an administration like this? Why would you want to work under Tish? If you were the one, or you got more stature and more experience than her, and all of a sudden they slide her in because of DEI, I don't think that's right. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
It's just safer more for the criminals than it is for hardworking people.
And there's no patrol. Four or five cars, whatever. You look out the window, you don't see cars at all patrolling no more. Oh, but that's good for the criminals, right?
Yeah, I know you know firsthand because Jacob's dad's a retired NYPD detective sergeant. Y'all are pushing for Jacob's Law. Angelica, will you tell me what this is?
Jacob's Law will allow for it, there to be no in-between whether somebody goes to jail or not for taking a child's life recklessly. It'll allow for criminals to go straight to jail for prison instead of the family having to go to court continuously hoping and wondering if they're going to get the justice that they deserve for the child that they lost. And we went to court and, you know, found out all the charges that he'd be receiving, which is great, but we still have to sit with the worry whether he'll face all the time that is necessary enough to keep him where he needs to be.
Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Jacob's Law. Wait a minute. We got to do this the right way. We want to put them all together. Let's go ahead and get this prayer in the air. We want to pray for the family of Jacob. I want to pray for Jacob. I want to pray for his father. I want to pray for everybody out there just trying to remain safe and have their children and be able to have a good life. That's all we ask for. We don't ask for too much, just for a safe life so our kids can grow up, and no one wants to bury their children. I'll tell you that right now. I never want to hear about nothing like that happen to any of mine, because you're supposed to go the other way, you guys. And amen. That's what we're going to pray for. Father God, please give them strength And please give them energy and power to get through this, because you see they're taking this very hard. Amen. Let's go, you guys. Let's go. Keep on moving forward. Prayers for you guys in the Bronx. Prayers for you guys for real. That's so sad right there. Now we got to get on over to Smyrna, over in Atlanta, where this dude put hands on this other guy. 2-piece in a biscuit. I'm talking about boo bap, boo bap. That's why it always pays to have some sort of self-defense, especially nowadays, people. Get you some pepper spray, something. And another thing, if you feel like someone's following you, take them to the precinct, especially if you're in the car. Everybody don't want to fight all the time. If you feel like someone's following you, but you want to go home, take them to the precinct. You go straight to the precinct, pull up in the parking lot, see if they follow you there. Keep on moving forward, you guys, because road rage is real. We got a victim right there. They got hit with the 2-piece in the biscuit, and then he kept on hitting them to the point where he got Istool whipped in broad daylight. His girlfriend got out the car. She ain't even try to help, all because of a stupid argument because of road rage. Let's get on over to Atlanta, you guys, in Smyrna. Let's see what's going on with this.
The road rage incident in Smyrna. Good evening and thank you for joining us at 10. I'm Russ Spencer. Video shows that incident led to a violent attack with one man ending up in the hospital. Fox 5's Denise Dillon is live in Smyrna tonight, and Denise, police are still trying to find the other man involved, right?
Yeah, they certainly are. They tell me that 2 strangers were driving near this intersection. It was the middle of the day when one...
Who that? Jolena said, I did that before. Yeah, pull up to the precinct. See if they follow you in there, Jolena. If they've got bills laws, they ain't gonna follow you in there.
Of them suddenly cut the other one off. And that was just the beginning of it all.
Vehicles were involved in some type of traffic dispute.
The drivers were in the Cumberland Boulevard Cobb Parkway area. Words were exchanged, but both drivers kept going. Police say when the driver of the black car pulled into his complex, he realized the other car was right behind him and got out to talk to the passenger. That's when things escalated.
He didn't want the people to know where he lived, and when he walked back to his car after exchanging words again, the passenger of the second vehicle, who's a male, got out and a physical altercation ensued.
The passenger punches the driver of the black car in the face multiple times, knocking him to the ground. The passenger then pistol whips him. The driver of the silver car gets out, and eventually she and her passenger both get back in the car.
And now she laughing, smiling, walking away, because she's the one that actually was following him. He probably told her, yo, follow behind him. Let's see where he go. And he don't want to drive people to his house, to his apartment, so he pulled up next to it. He should have went to the precinct.
Leave. The driver of the black car, who is in his 50s, can be seen staggering to his feet,
What's up,
then falling again.
The driver of vehicle 1 was beaten pretty badly, pistol whipped with a firearm, and he sustained significant injuries, one that required him to have a surgery.
The incident happened in late June. A little more than a week later, police identified the driver, 18-year-old Haley Kirkpatrick, but she refuses to tell police the name of her passenger. There's now a warrant out for her arrest.
We have charged her with obstruction because she's not cooperating with us on this case.
Police believe those who know Haley Kirkpatrick may also know her passenger and can help investigators identify him and track him down.
We have really...
He definitely Istool whipped him, and when he got out, he saw him tucking it. So you're not gonna want to fight this guy when they see you tucking that. The whole thing was wrong. He should have never did that, and that was dead wrong for him. And I do hope that they actually wind up finding him, because that was never something that you should do to anybody. Now, you guys, I got to bring back some information real quick and rewind. I can't go without showing you guys this clip, because they found a lot of people, and Jeffrey Epstein is actually included in the 47 people that were actually involved in this crime right here. You guys, I want you to see what's going on. This, I don't even have to, matter of fact, this is crazy. I can't believe how much I remember this. This dates all the way back to the 70s. That means people that actually committed crimes back in 20 or 30, 40, 50 years ago, 40 years ago, are now not even here, some of them. Of course, they've died and moved on. But this is how long this has been going on in this specific location. And yes, 47. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
Independent investigation is shining a light on decades of abuse at a prestigious fine arts camp in northern Michigan.
Officials with Interlochen Center for the Arts did release findings to the public last night. The 97-page report does come from the accounts of 70 former students who accused nearly 50 adults in leadership at that camp of sexual assault and
This is Michigan, and it's at a campus, Michigan.
misconduct. Some of those incidents span all the way back to the 1950s. None of the 47 accused still work at Interlochen, and most of them have died.
Those still living have been reported to prosecutors. The investigation started 2 years ago after a former student reported being sexually assaulted by a faculty member in the 1970s. This entire investigation was triggered by questions about Jeffrey Epstein's conduct at the center. He was a longtime donor. According to the report, investigators reached out to 8 alums regarding Epstein. Of those 8, 2 disclosed physical contact of a sexual nature with Epstein. One said he paid for her tuition and flew her out to New York, where he put his hands on her. She did not tell school officials about the encounter at the time.
A second alum said that Epstein flew her to New York, where he requested a massage from her. When she and her mother reported that incident, they say that Interlochen leaders dismissed the incident because it happened off property and it did not involve anyone who's employed.
He was a donor, so the other people were probably donors, and they said that this was going on from the 50s. Didn't find out until it happened until the 70s, where somebody reported it.
By the institution. Interlochen eventually ended ties with Epstein in 2003.
Craziness. I had to show you guys that. I told you we're gonna keep on going and finding the information even if other people don't want to bring it up. Let's double tap that screen and get those likes up, because we'll be sending out today, if you guys can get those likes up, and we're working on 74,000 subscribers. And we deserve it, bringing you news like that, right? Giving out 6 of the Our Bottom Line keychains and 6 of the Our Bottom Line decals. 12 pieces in all. All we got to do is hit those 3 dots, get those likes up, and I can take a subscription as well. Let's go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this. We got some interviews coming up. You're going to love this interview I got set up coming up next. Whoa, but that's going to be in the video section. Giving myself a little alley-oop so you guys can go down and check out some of the videos. The Harlem Kevorkians down there. Go check it out. Okay, we got to get on over to Ohio/Arlington. Very important, you guys, because if you live out here in this Oxford area, there's been a number of burglaries going on, and these people are still at large. It seems to me it's like some younger kids. You can actually tell from the shapes of their body. And it's this one kid got on a Gucci scarf as he robbed someone's home. You guys be very careful out there. And like I said, if you're scared, get a dog. If you're really scared, make sure that you don't got nobody petting up all on your dog, talking about, yeah, because you might need him to, you might need him to bite something. Let's get on over to Ohio, where they're still looking for these other suspects that are helped out in a string of burglaries.
Arlington police say 2 people are in custody and they're looking for a 3rd suspect in connection to multiple overnight home break-ins. Thank you for joining us here on 10 TV News at 11, both on air and on the stream.
Sounds like it.
And I'm Jeff Logan. Good to be with you tonight. We first told you about this story earlier tonight at 6 o'clock. Police say at least 5 break-ins all happened in the Tewksbury Road area. We're going to show it to you on this map here, as well as around Tremont and Oxford roads. And the startling part of all this, it was all with families, including children, in those homes. So I went out to that neighborhood to talk to some of those families tonight. Early this morning, this doorbell camera video began circulating the Upper Arlington neighborhood. It shows 3 people, one on a front porch, unable to get inside because the door is locked.
Look at this fool.
One of the victims I spoke to off camera said he saw this video from someone else's house before.
See this fool right here? You see this, right? 3 o'clock in the morning trying to break in somebody's house.
Or he even realized he had been robbed himself. Neighbors say UA police responded quickly, and we now know they made 2 arrests. One is a 17-year-old, the other is 18-year-old Madison Elkins of Lowell, Ohio in Washington County. She's charged with 3 counts of burglary and 3 counts of trespassing in an occupied home, which is what neighbors in the area say is pretty spooky.
Whoever did it had to know that the owners or at least somebody was there.
And so that, to your point, that is a new level of boldness.
Certainly seems like a bit more brazen and certainly a step up from, what we're used to for occasionally people stealing some change and cash.
You gotta be careful. These teenagers are brazen out here. They don't care, man. That's why I keep on telling you guys. The parents they don't have no control, and some of them will actually tell you, I don't got no control over such and such. They'll let you know. Be careful out there, you guys. Watch your homes at all times. Make sure all of those doors are locked. That's what prevented them from being burglarized.
From cars.
It was much more than that. The police report shows Elkins is charged with stealing over $13,000 worth of cash, debit and credit cards, cameras, purses, and video consoles. She'll be arraigned in Franklin County Court tomorrow. I spoke with some of the other victims who were still unsettled and didn't want to go on camera, given the personal nature of somebody being in their homes, but they were thankful for the quick response by police and glad nobody got hurt.
One of the reasons why we live here is so our kids can walk to school and they can be pretty free to roam around here and feel pretty comfortable with that. So it certainly makes you think twice about leaving your...
You're right. Get a German Shepherd because they're for the outer perimeter, but they'll still hold you down. And get a pit bull for the in the house because they be all up on you. Those are the ones that's all up on you. Pit bull always up on you. German Shepherd always guarding the perimeter.
Your door unlocked every now and then.
Right. Do you lock yours?
Yes, we lock our doors.
You better.
As a reminder from police tonight, lock everything up. They also say they are still looking for that third suspect.
Yeah, you guys, so they're still looking for him out there. I don't even think it's just 3. It looked like it was much more than that. And you know how kids are. Once one kid starts telling the other kids at the school what they're doing, that starts being a new thing. Be careful out there, you guys. And hey, if you got some kids that's already involved in stuff like that, it might be time to bring that story back, that show back. Scared Straight. That's right. Go ahead and double tap that screen to get those likes up. You guys, we're giving out 6 pieces of keychains and 6 decals. Also, come on now, let's subscribe. And if you're feeling really happy and want to show some love, go ahead and hit that Cash App up. Go ahead, $, BOOGOTTINYC. That's right. Everywhere, by the way. Instagram, everywhere. Boogotti NYC. Let's get on over here. We got a situation. I want you guys to pay a lot of attention and hone in on the teenager with the hoodie. Like Boogotti, all of them got the hoodie on right now. Well, watch closely to this video I'm about to show you, because this happened inside of a mall. I never thought that the day would happen when I would actually see this in real life. I saw it in movies before with Arnold Schwarzenegger and who else? It was Danny Glover, and I saw one of them do this in a movie before, but I'd never seen this actually happen in real life. Well, caught it on closed camera television right now, closed circuit television. Washington, there's a teenager who's been accused of pow-powing someone. He's been held without a bond. He was right in the mall, sitting down in one of the center areas in the mall at one of those fake couches, little couch area. He sees one of his ops walk by. What does he do? Stands up, pulls it out, and right in front of everybody. Check it out, you guys. Let's see what's going on with this over here, over in Washington, D.C.
New video showing the moments a teen opened fire inside of a crowded Maryland shopping mall.
Now keep on paying attention to the crowd right here. All of this whole crowd right there that's walking away. We're not looking at that one. We're looking at the guy that he's got his head turned around trying to pay attention to. The kid that's on the couch sitting down. Pay attention to the guy sitting down once he stands up.
In the last 90 minutes, we've learned the suspect is set to remain behind bars. Fox 5's Bob Barnard live in Rockville with the latest on this case and more on this chilling video, Bob.
Yeah, guys, the teen suspect who is being charged as an adult made his first court appearance here in Rockville this afternoon. The judge calling him a clear danger to the community, ordering that he be held without bond, but at a juvenile facility. Now, the surveillance video recorded inside Westfield Wheaton Mall is both dramatic and alarming. Now, we've kind of put a circle around the gunman who was there sitting at a table as a group of young people walk past him. Watch what happens next. Montgomery County police say a 13-year-old boy was shot in the leg and taken to the hospital. They say he's going to be okay. Now, as you can see, the shooter after firing the shots, ran off and was quickly detained by an armed security officer at Dick's Sporting Goods. The gunman is a 17-year-old that police identify as Diego Tercios Avalos of Silver Spring. This all happening Friday evening around 6 o'clock, and right next to a...
She got her baby right there. The other girl was walking right next to him with her back turned. You seen that, right?
Children's indoor playground at the mall, filled with toddlers and adults. Now here is a clearly upset Montgomery County State's Attorney John McCarthy, who, because this is a case involving a juvenile, was limited in what he could say to us.
As part of the conversation, myself and many of the other state attorneys around the state have been having relative to the legislative changes that have been happening that are forcing more young people for more increasingly violent offenses into the juvenile system. And we have the question, are the services there? Are we ready would that balance out services to the child and public safety? And I think both have to be discussed.
Now, police say they received nearly 24 calls to 911 after the shooting, and recovered a 9mm handgun that prosecutors say jammed and therefore could possibly have fired more bullets. At the time of the shooting, the suspect was seated next to the Cinnabon in the mall. Prosecutors say they don't know whether the shooter targeted his victims. The boy's parents were in court this afternoon and seemed very happy the judge is allowing the accused to be housed in a juvenile facility, not remaining at the adult jail, which is going to be the law here in Maryland come October, and that's what John McCarthy was referring to. The young suspect is a junior at Blake High School, where there was a school shooting just a couple of months ago during the school year in the parking lot there. His public defender says the gunman, the alleged gunman, has emotional and social issues and is facing a number of charges, including attempted second-degree murder.
So how did he get
video showing the moments a teen opened fire and...
How did he get the pow is the question. How about that? That's the question. How did he get the pow? Anybody know where Daphne is? I'm not talking about Daphne from Scooby-Doo. Talking about this situation right here. This is a suspect that's now 2 have been arrested amongst armed robbery at Daphne in a shopping center. And they're still being looked for. You guys, you see what's going on around here, right? They're not playing, they're pulling them out, and they don't care who's around. Be careful, you guys. Let's go. Let's get on over and see what's going on with this situation right here, you guys. Let's go. Let's get it.
Daphne police making 2 arrests in connection to an armed robbery, and they're looking to make more. This after a man says 2 firearms were stolen from him. It happened in a busy parking lot, so police are hoping someone may have seen something.
Now, this is another thing we always tell you guys about as far as like when it comes down to selling things, Facebook Marketplace, and where you got to meet people at. I don't know why he didn't decide to do it, but maybe because I always recommend going to the precinct when you're going to sell something to somebody. The quickest place that I'll go is maybe a Starbucks. If not, I think that if somebody feels like they need to be careful, you may want to find one of those areas where they call it a marketplace meetup. They have those in certain places of precincts because a lot of people act like they're going to buy something from you, and next thing you know, they steal it. Imagine selling a pow to someone and getting 2 of those stolen. Well, that's what you're about to see. I guess that's probably why they didn't want to go to the precinct to sell those, right? And they was pretty big.
Our house sheriff finding out this all happened during a planned meetup to make a sale.
If something could have happened where shots were fired, there's a lot of people around, and a lot of people could have gotten hurt.
Daphne police say their victim placed 2 firearms for sale.
He showed up that day to sell these 2 guns to this individual, and when he went to make the transaction, before getting paid, another subject walked up and produced a firearm and pointed it at him, and that's when the robbery took place, and they got into the vehicle and fled the area.
Police were able to get a positive ID on the suspect vehicle, and a patrol unit spotted it Thursday in another parking lot. When the suspects returned, they were arrested, and the 2 stolen guns were recovered. Trayvon Worsley and Khalees Gully, both 19 from Mobile County, were arrested and charged with armed robbery. The gun used in the holdup has not been found.
We haven't recovered it yet. We're hoping to recover it, but
And you know we can't play a whole bunch of stuff like that on here. So yeah, just want you guys to see, be careful. Anytime you're trying to sell something, please go to a precinct, Facebook Marketplace. Don't let them catch you out like that. Don't let them catch you up like that. Let's go. We got to keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get on over to Bogota. We got 2 suspects that were captured in an murder of an American Airlines flight attendant. He was derugged and murdered. This is a sad situation over here, you guys. When you go out of the country, out of the state, you got to be extra careful. But if you're on an airline and you're like a flight attendant, that's your job. So you're actually pretty used to, you know, doing that type of work. But I guess he never expected something like this. So yeah, sad situation. Let's see what happened with this American Airlines flight attendant. Let's get into it, you guys.
Begin at 10, though, with those new developments in that case of an American Airlines flight attendant based in North Texas but found dead in Colombia earlier this year. The U.S. Embassy in Bogota says 2 suspects have now been arrested for the murder of Eric Fernando Gutierrez Molina. Family members say the 32-year-old was working a flight out of Miami with a layover in Medellin, Colombia, back in March when he disappeared. Investigators later found his body there. The United States Embassy in Bogota says Gutierrez Molina was drugged and murdered. And that U.S. Embassy also released photos of the suspects. That's what you're looking at. Officials say both of these suspects were caught in Peru. One has been transferred back to Colombia to face charges. At last check, the other suspect was awaiting extradition. Homeland Security Investigations says that their offices in Lima and Bogota collaborated to help track those men down. We're going to begin at 10.
It seems like they're able to get away and getting far nowadays. It's lucky that we have allies and relationships in different places to bring these criminals back, especially after crimes like that, right? Because they thought that they were good. They thought that they made it back, thought that they were going to be free. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Have you subscribed to the channel yet? I'm hoping you did. And if you got any money, give me all the money in your pockets right now. Nah, but you know what you can do? You can pick up the phone, double tap that screen, get those likes up because it gets so many more people over here. Don't worry about anybody else. Let's worry about us and keep on having a good show. Let's get on over to McKinney. I think that's in Texas, right? McKinney, Texas. I got some friends in Texas. We got these suspects who were going 100 miles per hour at the time of this crash. The police used camera footage from the suspect's phone to actually to bring this case together. 100 miles per hour, you guys. Situation here is bananas. And this fool is like laughing like the Joker when they got the information. Let's keep on going, you guys. Look, when they got the phone, he's laughing like the Joker.
Camera video of a deadly crash in McKinney helped investigators make 2 arrests, and the video belonged to one of the suspects. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. The crash happened on July 17th. Custer and Bedford in McKinney. The crash killed a couple, both 77 years old. Police say 2 other drivers were racing, going more than 100 miles an hour when they crashed. Fox 4's David Centenry here with more from this investigation. David.
Hey, Steve and Heather. In those court documents we obtained, a detective says one of the street racers was laughing like a maniac moments before the crash.
There was no brakes, no skidding. It was boom, boom, boom.
Reagan Amster recalls rushing to the front of his McKinney neighborhood off Custer Road on July 17th after witnessing a street racing crash which killed 2 innocent victims, a couple.
That's right, 55. They was racing.
William and Sandra Lazarus, both 77 years old.
Just trying to see what I could do to help.
A newly released arrest warrant reveals that police obtained dash camera footage from one of the racing vehicles, a 2021 BMW driven by James Armont. At a red light, Armont pulled up to a dark-colored Tesla driven by Braden Moss. The Tesla takes off, and on dash camera footage, Armont could be heard saying, "Are you trying to race my racing slicks? Are you kidding me?" A detective says Armont laughed like a maniac while accelerating. The driver of the Tesla narrowly missed colliding into the couple's Hyundai SUV, but the BMW collided into the Hyundai's passenger side while traveling 112 miles per hour in a 50 miles per hour zone.
It's really hard to imagine somebody rationally saying that they need to go that fast on a city street.
Amster says Armont somehow ended up in the passenger seat by the time he began helping him out of the BMW. Armont had a facial fracture, lacerated liver and spleen, and a broken femur.
Was worried about him not being able to walk. I could see that bone sticking out of his leg.
You can see the impact of the crash on the innocent couple's SUV.
They weren't able to get in there for hours.
Armand, 51 years old, charged with 2 counts of manslaughter. Moss, 22 years old, 2 counts of racing causing death.
How common is it to see street racing over here?
Very common, very common.
And Amster hopes this will be the last time street racers make that choice.
It just happened so quickly.
What was going through your mind when you were on scene and you rushed to action?
Honestly, nothing. It was just, wow, that just happened. There was no brakes, no skidding.
We talked about that dash camera footage from the BMW. Another witness who actually also had dash camera footage provided that to police as well.
No brakes and no skidding. So these prayers are going to go for the flight attendant as well as the 2 people that lost their lives in this tragedy right here. 74 years old. Never thought that something like this would basically happen to them. I want to pray for them. I want to pray for their family and everybody that's going through the sadness right now of not having them in their lives anymore. I want to pray for understanding. I want to pray for healing. They probably were grandparents. You don't even know what their grandkids are thinking right now. So yes, we're praying for them as well as their families in Jesus' name. And we ask Father God upstairs, the Daddy, the Father, please watch over us and watch over these people out here doing this craziness when it comes down to street racing, because you're all we got. Amen. They're not listening to the police. We got to ask God. We got to ask God because they ain't listening to the police. And it seems like they commonly use that strip. It's really wide, and that's somewhere that people probably do come and race to. And like some old school stuff. Oh, he's racing me? Crazy. And look where he's at now. Let's keep on going, you guys. Let's get over to where it never fails. Let's get on over to Polk County. We got Sheriff Grady Judd, who says the police had no choice but to pow an Uber driver. He was not complying, and he pow-powed at the sheriffs too. They returned fire, and he's no longer alive. Come on, you guys. Let's see what the sheriff's talking about on this one. That's not that one. That one is over already. And let's get to this one right here. Let's go.
Polk County. Deputies say he tried to pull a gun on them today. Sheriff Grady Judd says it happened near the intersection of George Jenkins Boulevard and Wabash Avenue. They say 46-year-old Larry Riles would not allow them to take him into custody. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank tonight has a look at the chaos that soon followed.
It was a frightening scene here in this plaza at 7 a.m. Deputies say they were on the hunt for a suspect who had violated their probation. When they found him, they say they tried to stop him and take him into custody, but they say he didn't oblige. They say he reached for a gun, and that's when they opened fire, according to the sheriff, a lot.
FAFO, you see that, right? Don't F around and mess around and find out in Polk County.
Evidence of chaos filled the parking lot near the corner of George Jenkins and Wabash.
Because I didn't know what was going where. That's the reason I hit my car.
Subway employees ducked for cover as Polk deputies cornered Larry Riles, who they spotted with the help of a license plate reader. First, they ordered him out of the car. Then they smashed his window with a billy club to see inside. He rammed them. They tased him, and it got worse from there.
It happened in seconds. In seconds.
The sheriff says Riles then reached for a stolen gun in the back seat. 3 of the 4 deputies on the scene fired, killing him. Deputies spent hours collecting evidence afterwards, combing through his car and filling the ground with evidence markers.
Larry Ronaldo Riles today asked to be shot, and we obliged him.
The moments are going to stay with Subway employees.
Shots? Sound like firecrackers? Big firecrackers.
Others in the parking lot were equally stunned as the routine mornings of grocery shopping and plasma center drop-offs were interrupted.
I kind of think that whatever they was doing, the deputies had to protect themselves.
The sheriff says that Riles was out of jail after serving 39 days on a grand theft charge. After failing a drug test, he was wanted again. It seems he had no intention of going back to jail.
Today, he would be preparing to eat some lunch at the county jail if he'd have just given up. But he chose not to do that. But be sure one thing, that we're going to keep the community safe.
The sheriff says that the gun that was in the suspect's car was stolen from another car in Lakeland, and the sheriff has said time and again that when guns are kept in cars and not locked away safely, if they're stolen, they can wind up at scenes like this one. Evan Axelbank, Fox 13 News.
But 6
You think it's just fraud going on over there? I'm talking about like fraud we just covered. Woo! This fraud I'm about to tell you guys about is nuts. I ain't praying for that foolio. He should have never did what he did. I ain't praying for him. Yeah, whoever, whatever. I want to get into this next fraud situation over here. It just doesn't always happen when it comes down to the government. You guys, we're going to go out in Texas. We're going to get over to Mesquite. Mesquite police chief. I don't know how he's possibly even made all of this money. How do they make so much money being chiefs and all of that? $1 million? Wait a minute, are you serious? He denies a felony charge filed by the DEA, saying that he was actually paid over $1 million by the city. And that was after he got fired, you guys. $1 million? Oh my God, how are they working this stuff out?
Swore to protect. The former police chief of Mesquite appeared before a justice court judge to deny a felony charge filed by the DA back in May. 8 News Now reporter James Schaefer has all of the details for us and the update, and why the city paid the police chief over $1 million after firing him.
Former Mesquite Police Chief McQuaid Chesley denied the claims last week he committed the crime of monitoring or attempting to monitor a private conversation 2 years ago, a felony charge.
This is going to be difficult, but I want you to know it's heartfelt. And this has definitely been maybe the toughest day of my life.
We first introduced you to Chesley 2 years ago after he was fired at City Hall.
We shouldn't have to be threatened to have our throats slit by our leader. That's crazy.
Allegedly for threatening to cut the throats of his police officers if they spoke to an attorney during an internal affairs investigation commissioned by the city. Was that true?
No.
Can you give any context to why there would have been an investigation? A claim Chesley denies. During that time, the city council would see one councilman resign.
I don't know how this works, but I would like to go on record as kind of having this meeting in protest.
The firing of the city manager after the release of an audio recording capturing racial remarks.
This is one person. This is someone I let go in January. So I can see kind of maybe why they're doing this.
And the resignation of the city attorney. When all the dust was settled, the city of Mesquite was forced to confront a wrongful termination suit.
I'm not going to ratify anything. I will not be part of these lawsuits, and I'm not going to go down with them.
Eventually, the city settled this year with Chesley to the tune of $1.4 million.
It's unbelievable how the city just went downhill all of a sudden.
It would be a few days later after that settlement, the office of the district attorney Steve Wolfson would file felony charges against Chesley for monitoring or attempting to monitor a private conversation between the dates of May 1st and June 30th in 2024. The city and police denying our request to release more information from their probable cause packet, which could possibly reveal who was recorded and for what alleged reason. Chesley's attorneys saying in their motion to dismiss, in part, the charges against Mr. Chesley are clearly in retaliation against Mr. Chesley for filing a civil complaint against the city. Additionally, the charges have no legal merit. Now, that judge in Mesquite not making a decision as of today about the motion to dismiss. We await to see what it means for Mesquite and if this drama about the former police chief will ever end.
$1.4 million. Well, he came off like a fat rat with that lawsuit, huh? Let's get on over here to Rochester real quick, because I'm going to tell you like this. If you break in the wrong house, I guess you get what you deserve. I guess they didn't get the memo. Let's get on over to Rochester with some homeowners pow the suspects that tried to break in their house. Yeah, that's right, in self-defense. So now the Bills Nurgler is going to try to... Let's see what's going on Avery Street, you guys. Let's see what's going on Avery Street. Let's go.
Describing a chaotic scene on Avery Street in Rochester as a homeowner shoots an intruder in what officers call a justified shooting.
So Dawson Levan heard from police about the incident, how it unfolded, all of that. He joins us now.
Now, a couple of videos ago, we saw some kids that was breaking in people's houses at night, right? I hope they don't try to break in a house like this, not with him.
In studio. So Dawson, what did you hear tonight?
Well, Adam, Teresa, RPD says this home had already been burglarized 2 other times since June of this year, adding the homeowner used his legally registered handgun to fatally shoot the suspect. Now, the next door neighbor tells me he was scared when he woke up to gunshots around 4 a.m.
Hey.
When I hear fall, I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm thinking I got hit because I'm dreaming. That's the terrifying sound neighbors described hearing this morning as...
Now that's a fire.
RPD Captain Frank Ambrino says the homeowner reported hearing somebody coming in from his back door.
At that point, he used his legally registered handgun and
shot the guy who broke in. It appears at this point that it's a justified shooting.
Just next door, neighbor Thaddeus Williams says he was laying on his couch when he heard the gunshots, and not long after,
I look out the window, I see big black cop cars like a truck. I see cop cars all the way from that tree all the way down to that stop sign up.
They always find one. Remember, now that's a fire.
I'm like, oh my goodness, well, whatever happened?
once on scene, RPD says they found the intruder in the kitchen and shortly pronounced him dead, adding the homeowner is being fully cooperative with the incident.
My neighbor had to do what he had to do, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy because stuff like that, again, doesn't happen over here at all.
Thaddeus tells me the most trouble.
Well, I guess it won't be happening if they start getting wind of how the people are.
He ever saw on Avery Street was the occasional tipping over of trash cans. But after this, he says he's forced to be more alert of possible crime happening near his home.
I definitely raised my antennas, and now I'm definitely on 10 about everything now. And my father always said, don't open the door if someone's knocking at 3.
You heard what he said? He said his father always told him don't open the door if somebody's knocking at 3. And you see he got the number 5 on his medallion. So I guess if you knock at 5 o'clock, you'll be all right. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Good morning, Ad Rains. Good morning, everybody here. You know what I want you to do? Give me all the money here in your pockets. Or you can double tap that screen to get those likes up. We're giving away, that's right, wait a minute. Let me do the math right. Let me say it the right way. That's right, we're giving away 6 Our Bottom Line keychains, 6 Our Bottom Line decals, but we got to get up to 300 likes. That's right. How you going to get them? bridgethisllc@gmail.com. See if you can get some merch today, guys. Let's go. Get Out, the movie. Literally. You guys remember that movie, Get Out? I'm not one for stereotyping. I've never been that way. I've seen a lot of sisters say, oh, well, you better leave those girls alone and blah, 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 blah. You need to be with your own kind. I've heard that before. Don't get me wrong. A lot of us have heard it. But hey, we go where the heart tells us to go and who we fall in love with. So no matter what you guys, whoever you want to be with, I'm all for it as long as you're happy. Real talk, just being honest with you. But this is somewhat a relative of the movie. That's right. Now the victim's family reacts to the OnlyFans model's guilty plea because she's finally, pleading guilty.
Okay, let's get to that breaking news. A woman was found shot overnight in Brown. Let me show you where this is.
Oh, no, not that one. That's not what we're talking about. I'm not talking about that. I want to show the other one. Where is that? The victim's family.
Now to an update. The family of Christian Obumseli is speaking out one day after his girlfriend, OnlyFans model Courtney Clinny, announced she will take a plea deal in his killing. Clinny is accused of stabbing Obumseli to death inside their Miami apartment. CBS News Miami's Nakaya Carrero is your reporter in Miami as the model will soon learn her fate.
The family of Christian Obumseli have been grieving their son's death since April 2022. Through their attorney, they released a statement about Clinny's decision to take a plea deal in the courthouse behind me. In less than 2 weeks, Courtney Clinny is scheduled to sit inside a courtroom to learn how much time she will have to serve for the death of her on-again, off-again boyfriend, 27-year-old Christian Obumseli. His family's attorney released a statement Saturday that says, I am pleased to announce the defendant Courtney Clinny, the state, and the Obumseli family has reached a resolution that would avoid an unnecessary trial. It goes on to say, the resolution will be made public at a sentencing hearing on August 10th at 10 a.m. Pleading guilty and accepting full responsibility will begin the process of bringing closure to a very tragic, life-changing event for the Obumseli family. This comes one day after Clinny's attorney made the announcement that the OnlyFans model would not be going to trial as planned.
Why is it an OnlyFans model when back in the day we used to call them, adult porn stars? The platform don't make no difference. So the fact that you on the app and on a platform that changed it, that don't make you no difference from Vanessa Del Rio. You feel me?
Her attorney said in a statement Friday, the terms of the agreement are not final until accepted by the court. Ms. Clinny, 30, has been in custody since August 2022 in connection with the April 3rd, 2022 death of Christian Obumseli at the Miami apartment she rented. We will reserve further comment on the specific terms until they are placed on the record before the court. Clenny is charged with second-degree murder after she allegedly stabbed Obumseli inside an Edgewater condo on April 3rd, 2022. This video shows an alleged confrontation in an elevator between the pair 2 months before Obumseli's death. Evidence released since Clenny's arrest has painted a troubling relationship between the couple. I reached out to the Miami-Dade State Attorney's Office after the news broke about the plea negotiations. They could
Y'all know how them elevator fights go.
not comment due to this being an open, ongoing case. In Miami, Nakaya Carrero, CBS News, Miami.
Now to winner.
Let's keep on going, y'all. Let's go. Let's keep on going. Y'all saw that, right? The hands came out, and next thing you know, she starts swinging them. They got this woman that they found pow in their Durham business, you guys. That's what the police are now investigating.
On Old Oxford Road around 2 o'clock this morning, as you see here on this map. Let's bring in Kirsten Clark. She's been at that scene for a while now, trying to get some information. Kirsten, what have you learned since you've arrived?
Now, he ain't go get his sister for that. Hey, yo, sis, I need you to handle something for me.
Yes, Chris. So as you mentioned, we're here at the scene on Old Oxford Road. This is at the intersection of Danube Lane. You can see here behind me, Durham police are blocking off a section of Old Oxford Road. And this is near a laundromat, a tobacco shop, as well as a car wash, and it looks like some sort of car repair shop. Now, I want you to take a look at this video from the scene when the WRAL breaking news tracker first arrived around 2:30 this morning. You can see the front window of the laundromat appears to be shot out. You can see dozens of evidence markers. They were in the road as police, forensics, and the Durham County Sheriff's Office investigated. At one point, police looked to be questioning people from the tobacco shop next door. And right now, Durham police tell us a female victim was shot and she was found at a store. And they say shots were fired at the nearby Oxford Manor apartment. So at this time, we're still working to confirm and learn more information. Including how many people were involved, exactly what happened when it comes to this shooting, as well as if police have any suspects and the extent of injury. So we, of course, will bring you those details.
Yeah, 2 a.m. at the wash house. What if she was like a nurse aide or something like that, or a health aide, and she needed like to wash some scrubs or something like that? That happens. People work the night shift, people work the day shift. She want to get her scrubs clean for the day, but next day. You never know when people are out. But the sad part about it is you should not have to lose your life just because you're out.
Soon, as we have that information. Live in Durham, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Yeah, sad situation right there. You guys, a lot of people in the comments are saying that Durham ain't no joke, huh? Is that serious out there in Raleigh, Durham? Is that Raleigh that they're talking about, you guys? Let me know if that's Raleigh, Durham, if I'm not mistaken. Just keep on moving forward, you guys. That is a sad situation. I want to pray for her. I want to pray for her being out there, probably doing a job or, like I said, taking care of a family. You know, could have been doing anything. That doesn't necessarily mean that she was doing the wrong thing. She could have been washing scrubs. Don't matter that she was outside. She should have been able to do what she had to do and come and go in peace without negativity and nonsense happening like that to her. It's happening everywhere. New York, Raleigh, Chicago, everywhere. But now it's even worse. Mississippi. Anywhere we name, we can find something going on. I try not to, but it's far and wide that I can't find something that's actually not involved in something like this. I want to pray for everybody involved, for strength for the families, and I hope that if she had children, let's pray for them as well. Amen. I said, if she had children, let's pray for them as well. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got a nanny that was from Argentina, and she's been locked up. And I'm sorry to tell you, she's going to be sent to Argentina. I'm sorry, you guys. I know you might be mad at me for doing it. I ain't do to watch your head. But yeah, she did get picked up. She's a nanny. And you know, the people that she works for, they're pretty angry. Let's see what's going on in Philadelphia. All I can say is this. I don't know the thing when it comes down to the visas and if you're going to see the courts and if they if these people are really going back and forth to court. I don't know what their situations are. But it seems to me that there's a lot of people getting locked up and getting sent back over the border, you guys. Let's go. Let's see what's going on with this crackdown that's happening because she got arrested at the airport. And you know, we told you earlier, Trump's put a big crackdown at the airports. ICE agents and TSA agents are working together now. Let's go.
Argentina, who had been living in Philadelphia for the past 2 years, is now facing deportation after she was arrested by ICE at Philly International.
Well, Andre Strickland spoke with her boyfriend and shares his fight now for her release.
While 30-year-old Ileana Lick remains in ICE custody, her boyfriend, Steve Melchiori, shared these photos of her at the World Cup. He said she was headed to another match on July 11th when she was detained by ICE at Philadelphia International Airport. A devastated Melchiori shared what she told him during a phone call moments after her arrest.
Ileana crying on the phone, saying, like, ICE arrested me, and I'm at the detention center in Philadelphia. So it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was so devastated.
Ileana, who is from Argentina, had been living in the United States for 3 years on a travel visa and currently had a pending application to stay in the country.
Never having missed a hearing date, never had committed a crime, never missed any fees. It was surprising when she was arrested.
Ileana had been building a life with her boyfriend in South Philadelphia for the past 2 years. She also has been working as a nanny, helping look after Mike Brown and Carolyn Bavington's young son. Bavington says her arrest is still hard to process.
A lot of emotions. We've been sad, we've been angry, been scared.
CBS News Philadelphia has learned Ileana's arrest is a part of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown, with ICE increasing enforcement across the country, including at 15 U.S. airports in recent weeks.
Now you see that? Somebody made a lot of sense. 55, I love the fact that we got the alley-oop going. 55 basically said a travel visa is 6 months. The whole plan was to stay here. She was here for 2 years and she was fighting to go back for that 1.5 years, and she was probably working and things like that. Thanks for calling that out. I appreciate that. Thanks, 55.
According to Department of Homeland Security data, ICE took more than 46,000 people into custody last month for alleged immigration violations like entering the U.S. illegally or overstaying their visas. So policy change under the Trump administration where previously people...
They never tell the whole story on the news, huh, Jeff? You know it. They never tell the whole story. That's why we try to tell the rest of it and get it out before the clip is done.
People with a pending application were rarely detained. In Ileana's case, DHS sent us this statement saying, quote, she entered the United States on March 17, 2023 and overstayed her visa. Lick will remain in ICE custody pending the outcome of her immigration proceedings.
And I'm going to tell you now, the outcome of her proceeding is not going to be good. Even though she probably was working, even though she was probably doing not committing crimes, you stayed over your visa, and that's a crime right there. And then all of us, and then probably if that date went out and that lawyer didn't put in the right information, they probably can take her from there too.
To be clear, work authorization or a pending application do not confer legal status in the United States. And Melchiori says Ileana is scheduled to have a bond hearing in New Mexico on Tuesday. Luckily, she does have representation, and the hope now is that a judge will ultimately grant her release on bond. But even with that said, deportation is still a very real possibility.
Nah, that don't sound like no judge gonna let her out on no bond. He don't want no bond right now. She ain't got no crime. The crime is basically you're supposed to leave on the visa. So they really want you to say, see ya. Hope you had a good time. Bye now. Hope you had a good morning, do ya? Now we don't gotta see you again, cause you overstayed. That's right, you guys, they tell you, if you're not supposed to be here, you leave, we'll give you some dough, and this way you'll be able to return. But if not, and they catch you, it's not good. It's not good. Let's get on over, keep on moving forward, you guys, because guess what? My eyes aren't 100%. And I would have loved to known about this many years ago. I don't think I would actually need it because I'm doing pretty, I can see. But imagine people that have bad eyes and they have eyeglasses now. Wearable eyeglasses, wearable technology that helps you see further. Let's say if you got 2400, like some people actually do, people are legally deemed blind in our country. And they all of a sudden came up with this technology called wearable technology that helps local fathers like this gentleman you're about to see that's legally blind with 20/20 clarity. Check this out, you guys. I'm telling you like this, whoever created this, you're a blessing. And this is something phenomenal. I love to see people use their smarts and their ingenuity to come up with stuff like this. This is dope.
from the San Fernando Valley was born legally blind, but all thanks to eyewear technology, he can now see with 20/20 clarity in real time.
Here to tell us about the life-changing technology that allowed him to see his children's faces clearly for
wearable technology, BK kid, wearable technology that makes you be able to see.
the first time is local dad Cosmo Moore. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Tell us about being born legally blind. How impaired was your vision before wearing this technology?
I was born with optic nerve atrophy, and so it's uncorrectable because glasses fix eyeball issues. This is the nerve that connects the eyeball to the brain, so nothing can be done. Stem cell research maybe one day, but we're behind on that. So my vision's 20/400. What a normally sighted person can see at 400 feet, I have to get up at 20 to see. And for example, my phone has the accessibility turned up to maximum text. I still have to hold it an inch away from my face to see it. And so with these glasses, it has a camera here, feeds it to the screens, it can zoom up to 24 times, and with it I can see 20/20.
It's incredible. You found the creators of eSight, which is a wearable technology, by the way. You see it on your face now. And suddenly you were able to see your children's faces clearly.
That's what we're talking about. You can see your kids smile and you can play with your kids. That's dope right there, y'all.
For the first time.
Yeah.
Take us back to that moment and how you said at that point, I got to be all in with this company and now work with them.
Yeah, I tried out the first generation eSight in 2013. It was much bigger, the controller was wired, and it was huge, and it was $15,000. And so I passed on that, but I stayed following the company. And in 2017, that's when I got an eSight 3. This is the 5th generation device. Wow. And to see somebody's face well, I need to be 18 inches away. And that doesn't happen very often other than my wife. And so the first time I put this on and I could zoom in and see their faces clearly, one of my favorite memories was going to the zoo with my then 3-year-old. And he got on the merry-go-round. And normally I just wave to daddy, yeah, I can't see you, I hope that's you. And I could track his face the whole way around when he went to the merry-go-round, and that was cool, seeing the joy in his face. And another cool moment that really showed the independence was I got enamored with the flamingos.
There you go, 420, you're right about that. So pretty much a camera that enlarges the image and zooms and zooms in. Nice, right? That's dope, right, 420?
I entered the zoo, and my wife and kid kept walking, and I got done, and I'm like, uh-oh, where'd you go?
Yeah.
And before this, I have to be like, honey, come find me, I'm lost. That's embarrassing for a grown man. I flipped down the eSight, and I spotted him 50 yards away right away. And that was such a empowering moment.
Wow. That is really incredible.
Really
Think about the power of technology and just how it's getting better and better.
So much better. And my dad bought me, I went to Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks and then CSUN. Senior year in 2001, he bought me a ancestor of this technology. And it was huge, and it had a briefcase, and I wore it at high school, but once I went to CSUN, I didn't feel comfortable wearing it, and it just lived in the closet. So the fact that this almost looks like sunglasses, and here's the battery, it's really lightweight, I feel so much more comfortable wearing this around.
That's great. So the wearable vision was created with the help of ophthalmologists. How is this a game changer for people with impaired vision? I mean, you described it there too.
It's portability. Before eSight, it was binoculars or magnifying glasses. And if it's a magnifying glass, I still have to hunch over and get close. And binoculars, whether I'm at a Dodger game or I'm a big Metallica fan, it's hard to enjoy Metallica while I'm...
So does it help blind, 100% blind people, or is it just for legally blind people with some vision? Because in that case, you guys are right. Maybe Stevie Wonder could have got him.
Holding binoculars up to my face, having it like this, just on here, and it's got really good controls up on the arm. It just makes ease of use so much more. And
like you said, it supplements.
Yes.
It's one of those things that can help you.
Yes, you guys. You know we like to bring you new health and wellness and really good information out here to keep you guys up on what's going on. We're up on the cusp of everything out here. We like to show you the robots. We like to show you all of the AI information. And now, yes, wearable technology that's helping you be able to see. Good question you guys had out there. Could Stevie Wonder use this? That's a good one. You probably couldn't be all the way 100% blind though. You have to be all the way blind. Maybe what do they call it? You have to be able to see a little bit, legally blind. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys, because if you're still here with me, that means you're ready to get into the health and wellness section. It's time to do it, you guys. And if you guys are hungry, you like a little bit of chocolate? Well, what kind of chocolate do you like? Let me find out right now, because chocolate actually does inside your body something that you guys probably don't know. Dark versus milk chocolate. You guys, could you let me know what type of chocolate you like? If you like hard dark chocolate, let me know dark chocolate. And show me the chocolate bars as well, you guys. If you like milk chocolate, let me know, because I know a lot of people out there like chocolate in moderation. Who else? I'm going to tell you straight up and down. Me, I used to like a lot of milk chocolate, but now I lean a little bit towards the dark, especially if it's got like almonds or something like that in it. I love those. What do you guys like? Dark chocolate from G-Man. King Fire says dark. I'm buying the Tony's. Ooh, the Tony's. Get that. It costs $10 a bar, but it's delicious. That's right. You're going to make me go get one today. Dark chocolate. Dark because I'm lactose. $8 where? It costs $10 around my neighborhood. I wish I could. The orange chocolate. Who is that? Amanda, get up out of my kitchen because I love it too. Dark chocolate, dark chocolate. I prefer milk chocolate, but don't know dark chocolate is better for us. There you go. Dark chocolate is most beneficial. Why? Dark chocolate tastes better, but dark chocolate is good for you. You mean milk chocolate. I'm sorry, milk chocolate. Dark chocolate. It seems like everybody here likes chocolate. I've been drinking carnations for months. I'm done with chocolate. Carnations? What are you talking about? Carnations milk? You better not be drinking that. Don't be drinking that stuff. Teddy Jinx, not a big chocolate fan. I was waiting for one person. Liberty, you're not a big chocolate fan. Okay. They're not using cocoa no more in chocolate. They're using the chemical stuff. And you've been watching the show, Mike Will. There you go. You guys, if you're going to get chocolate, make sure it's like dark chocolate. Make sure it's 75% or more. And yes, dark chocolate is better than milk chocolate. More sugar inside of milk chocolate, as well as creams and other things that we got to look into. But let me ask you a question. What does chocolate actually do inside your body? One of Jolina's favorite segments, when we show the actual depictions and show you guys the breakdowns of that chocolate. Let's see what happens when we actually get that chocolate inside of our bodies. What does it do? And I'm going to even show you the difference between milk chocolate and dark chocolate. So guess what, you guys? We're going to get into this chocolate. I hope you're not hungry. I hope I'm not making your mouth water, because every time I say the word chocolate, it just does something. I didn't even know that chocolate had caffeine in it. You guys ever have mocha with your coffee? Woo! Let's go, you guys, because right now, what chocolate actually does inside of the body. Is it good for you? In moderation. Thank you guys so much for the jewels. And if you really want to support the show, let's double tap that screen and get those likes up, because we're going to be giving out 6 pieces of keychains, 6 of the Our Bottom Line keychains, and 6 of the Our Bottom Line decals. If we can possibly make it up to 300 likes, we still got time. Let's do it, you guys. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing. Double tap that screen, become a member. And guess what I found out, Liberty? All of those members, you see when you press slow, I did a little homework the other day. If you're a member, that doesn't count for you. You can still be on time with all of the messages. If you're not a member, you're going to be slowed down. So when Liberty and Justice, who's our main mod, presses slow, if anybody who's not a member, you're going to have to slow down with everybody else. But if you're a member, you can see your messages come right up. Just something that I just learned. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. The difference between what chocolate actually does inside your body. Let's go. And let me get you guys some audio. Sorry about that. You know how this thing likes to conk out sometimes. Let's start it all over from the beginning. Let's get it. Oh boy.
What chocolate actually does inside your body isn't one simple story. Dark chocolate and milk chocolate behave very differently once you eat them. Chocolate comes from cacao beans.
Now, this is what someone in the comments was saying. Normally, they come from cacao beans. But when you're dealing with certain companies, allegedly, like Nestle and Hershey, they kind of use other things and they flavor it as chocolate. Let's keep on going, you guys.
Which naturally contain compounds called flavonols, a type of antioxidant. Dark chocolate contains much more of these than milk chocolate. The moment you eat chocolate, its sugar and fat are digested quickly, causing a mild rise in blood glucose, similar to most sweet, energy-dense foods. Cacao also contains a stimulant called theobromine. It's chemically related to caffeine, but much milder, producing a gentle increase in alertness and heart rate for a short time. Chocolate also contains small amounts of caffeine, especially darker varieties. Together with theobromine, it contributes to the mild energizing effect some people notice. Eating chocolate activates your brain's reward system, increasing dopamine activity and influencing serotonin pathways.
So chocolate does the same thing that other things do. Exercising, the same thing that drugs does, activates those dopamines. And the way that we know the difference between if it's good or if it's bad is the way that you guys are saying it, in moderation. The more things that activate the dopamines, like energy, working out, that's a good thing. Chocolate, not so much, because too much of the chocolate won't be good for you. Let's keep on going.
That's part of why chocolate genuinely feels comforting and pleasurable. Chocolate also contains phenethylamine, sometimes called the love chemical. But the amount from food has only a modest effect, because most of it is rapidly broken down before it reaches the brain. The flavonols in dark chocolate have real evidence behind them. Studies show they can support nitric oxide production, helping blood vessels relax and improving healthy blood flow. This improved blood flow has been linked in research to modest reductions in blood pressure, particularly with dark chocolate containing around 70% cacao or more.
So that's why I always get like the 75 bar, the dark chocolate bars. Most of the time they're in the chocolate section, of course. 75% or better. I even was getting a 95 for a while, but that's really dark and really bitter. It's almost like baker's chocolate. You don't want that. And they want it that strong so that when they mix it, it gives an even blend. But you want at least about a 70 or 75% chocolate, and go for dark chocolate to get the benefits.
Dark chocolate flavonols also act as antioxidants, helping neutralize excess free radicals that can otherwise contribute to cellular damage and inflammation over time.
Milk chocolate contains much less cacao and far more sugar and milk fat, so it provides fewer flavonols and more calories from sweetness and fat.
Snicker bars and like the Hershey bars and stuff, the milk chocolate, it's giving you more sugar and more cream and less cacao.
Chocolate is also calorie dense. In large, regular amounts, it can contribute to excess sugar and saturated fat intake, working against many of its own benefits. Research consistently points to moderation. Most studies showing benefits use about 20 to 30 grams of high cacao dark chocolate a few times each week, not large daily amounts.
Follow body protocols.
You heard that right. Once a week, twice a week, you guys, that's it. And I'm talking about one or two squares. Crack it off of there, you're good. Put it in the refrigerator. Hopefully nobody else gets to your dark chocolate. But yes, inflammatory, it's good for you. It's good for your circulatory system as well. And it really helps out when it comes down to the, giving yourself a little bit of dopamine rush. And it's a rewarding thing. We always talk about what we can eat over here to make sure that we're like not, missing out on everything. I mean, we're already watching out on our diets and making sure that we keep out all of the carcinogens, anything that has to do with all of those oils that can contribute to inflammation. We're on top of it, you guys, and we're making sure that we share information with you. If you got any information for the health and wellness section, all you got to do is send it over to bridgethisllc@gmail.com. I'll check out your video and I'll put it up. Saw a video yesterday I'm supposed to be incorporating today. I'll be putting that in as well. Also send videos to the Discord, but make sure you send me an email. Send me a message so that I know that you sent the video that you want me to look at, because I won't know to just be sitting there, because a lot of people are in our Discord now. Now, you guys, are you ready? What chocolate actually does inside your body? Yes, go ahead and check it out in the Discord in our health and wellness section. Every day when we do this, we put all of the videos that we do in our health and wellness section. We make sure that we put it in the Our Bottom Line Discord. And today, you guys, that's it. Wax on, wax off. It's the final countdown. I won't be bothering you so much today on this one, you guys. I got to be honest, because this is about our brains. And you know what? The doctor's been bringing us a lot of information this month. But sadly, this is the last installment of this series. That's right, you guys. Dr. Tracy is going to be bringing us some information for our minds. And you guys, I think you want to see this, because if you've been watching for the last month, you've been paying attention to the first 2 installments. You didn't even know that there was one more left. And she said it on the last video. I had to give it to you guys. I can't cheat you. We got to get our brains right. We're talking about repetition. We're not talking about keep doing it until you learn it. That's what a drill sergeant does. How about calming down a little bit and doing a little bit of things and then learning how to do it, right? After a while, it becomes second nature. And next thing, you're doing it inside of your regular day's life. That's the real way. And that's why I said wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Do you remember when Mr. Miyagi was teaching Daniel-san how to fight? He made him do all of that sanding, all of that other stuff. And Daniel-san is like, wait a minute, why you got me doing this? This is not fighting. I'm not learning nothing. He said, oh yeah, wax on. Next thing you know, he was able to defend himself. Why? Because when you do something so many times repetitively, it gets stuck in your brain, and that's what's called neuropaths. Making stronger pathways because you've been going over that so many times. But again, you don't got to do it as hard as Mr. Miyagi trains you. We can do small things every single day in order to train our brains to work differently. So I challenge you guys to pick one thing this week that you're going to do differently, whether it's, man, I chose this. I'm going to call out my mistakes instead of keeping them to myself. You know, I made a mistake and I did that. Why? Because that's explaining to me what I actually did, and now I can get better moving on throughout life and getting better with doing things. And I can acknowledge it, and I can get better at solving things as well. Sometimes we make mistakes and we don't even understand or call it out the right way. We just blame it on something else or whatever it is. Nope, sometimes we need to identify with these individual situations in order to get better at them. I'm going to let Dr. Tracy do her thing on this one, you guys, because right behind us we have her, Dr. Tracy Marks. If you want a stronger mind, start with these 3 micro habits. Not anything heavy. I'm not going to try to Miyagi you. Nothing going to be crazy. But just check this out. Let's see what she has to say. And again, this is going to be in our Discord. Again, want a stronger mind? Start with these 3 micro habits. We're already subscribed to Dr. Tracy Marks. This is the health and wellness section. Let's go, you guys. Let's get it.
Doing more journaling, more meditation, more exercise, more everything. But what if the secret to long-term mental strength isn't found in doing more, but doing less consistently? I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I help you strengthen your mind, fortify your brain, and build resilience. This is the final video in our habit formation module of this resilience series.
This is your finals, guys. If you've been here watching, these are the finals. You're going to love this because it's full of a whole chock full of information.
And today we're going to talk about how the smallest actions can create the greatest changes in your brain and mental well-being. Let's dive into what I call the resilience blueprint, a science-backed way to use tiny minimum dose habits to rewire your brain for strength, stability, and emotional flexibility. But first, let's define what I mean by minimum effective dose. In the world of medication or fitness, this refers to the smallest amount that's needed to create a meaningful effect. It's the dose that gets the job done without overdoing it.
Gotcha.
Your brain works the same way. You don't need a 30-minute meditation or a 60-minute workout to create change. Neuroscience shows that consistent repetition, not duration, is what shapes the brain. The act of doing a habit daily, even for just 60 seconds, can spark the neural pathways responsible for resilience and emotional regulation. And this is where neuroplasticity comes in. You've heard me talk about it throughout this series, but here's a quick refresher. Neuroplasticity is your brain's ability to change its structure and function based on experience. So every time you repeat a behavior, even a tiny one, you're reinforcing the neural circuits associated with that behavior.
Like when you're walking in the forest and you see and there's no pathway, but you walk and create a pathway. And then you keep on walking on that dirt, you keep on walking on those plants, keep on having other people walking on that ground. Now it's a tighter pathway. That's a neuropath because you kept on doing it and you enforced it and made it stronger. Let's keep on going.
It's like carving a path in the forest. One footstep doesn't do much, but walk that path every day and you create a visible trail. That's what your brain does with small habits. So when you repeat a calming breath in the morning, or name your emotions in the heat of the moment, or write down a small reflection before bed, you're strengthening the pathways that help you stay grounded under pressure. The magic is in the repetition. That's the minimum effective dose. Now, some people may ask, how long does it actually take for the brain to change? And that's a fair question. And while it's not the same for everyone, research on neuroplasticity gives us some general timelines. In the first couple of weeks, you might notice subtle mental shifts, like having more patience or bouncing back from stress more quickly. By weeks 4 to 6, new neural pathways become more established. You're not forcing the habit anymore. It starts to feel more automatic.
Because you're constantly doing it over and over again. It's repetition, it's repetition. And again, it's not hours, it's not a half-hour repetition. It's folding the towel back, putting it a certain way. Do that every day. You know what I'm saying? It's certain little things, just keep on, get your pathways constantly doing the same thing. Whether it's making a certain phone call, taking 10 minutes to read about something every single day. You're gonna start learning about that, then it's gonna be 20 minutes. If you work out for 5 minutes, then it's gonna say, you know what? Let me work out for 10 minutes. You're gonna start getting better at it. And then all of a sudden, you're gonna be able to use it in the heat or the time of your life when it's necessary. Let's keep on going. Like yesterday, when that obsessed jujitsu guy took down that one guy with ease because that's what he was doing. After a while, you train yourself. It's second nature. Let's keep on moving, you guys.
By the second and third month mark, your brain begins to default to this new pattern under pressure. That's when resilience becomes second nature, not just something you practice, but it's a part of who you are. So the answer is, tiny habits can create lasting brain change in a matter of weeks, but they have to be consistent. Think small, but daily. This brings us to the concept of resilience keystone habits. These are small practices that have disproportionate effects across multiple areas of your mental well-being. These are the habits that give you the biggest resilience return on your investment because they create ripple effects. One tiny action improves multiple areas of mental well-being. So let me give you 3 examples of keystone habits for resilience. One keystone habit is emotion labeling. Just taking 5 seconds to name what you're feeling.
A lot of people don't do that because you don't want to take self accountability. A lot of people don't want to say, oh, I did this, I'm feeling that. You're actually taking away from yourself by not doing that. Be honest with yourself. Let yourself know what's really going on. That's the only way to remedy what's going on. Let's go. Got to label it. I just did this. This just happened. Not even saying you did something wrong, but just label it is what she's saying.
I'm overwhelmed. I'm frustrated. Helps activate your prefrontal cortex, calm the amygdala, and increase emotional clarity. And then that simple act supports better decision-making, self-regulation, and even communication with others. If you find it hard to pinpoint exactly what you're feeling in the moment, my Essential Tools card deck can help. It includes emotion identification cards that give you the language for those hard to define feelings.
And you can download these on your phone from her website.
This is especially useful if your mind goes blank under pressure. And because the deck is small and portable, you can keep it in your bag or at your desk and have it ready for whenever you need a quick mental reset. Another keystone habit is a brief morning cue, like taking 3 grounding breaths before looking at your phone. Your breath directly influences your nervous system. It doesn't take long, but it shifts your baseline from stress to calm. If you're unsure where to start with that, where do you think you can find it? Yep, the cards again. That's why they're called Essential Tools card deck. Cards 41 and 47 in my Essential Tools card deck can guide you through some simple yet effective breathing techniques to regulate your nervous system. This is what makes the breath so powerful. It's one of the few functions in our body that bridges both your conscious control and your automatic unconscious responses. The third...
Never thought about that before, right? Your breath is the only thing that divides. A lot of... You ever thought about that, how that can calm you down and make you feel a certain way? How is that possible to do that? Makes your mind go somewhere as well as your body.
Keystone habit is what I call the value check-in. At the end of your day, ask yourself, did I act in alignment with who I want to be today? You don't have to go track down your journal and fill a page. Just reflect for 30 seconds. This primes your brain to track identity-based behaviors, which we talked about in the second and third videos in this habit formation module. This is where I introduced the idea that your self-concept can either reinforce or reshape your habits, and how shifting your inner narrative changes what your brain expects from you. If you want help exploring those identity patterns more deeply, my Unlock Your Story digital workbook walks you through that process with guided prompts and exercises. All of these habits that I just mentioned take less than a minute to do, but they're super effective at rewiring your brain. And when they're repeated consistently, the effects begin to multiply.
Think of it as mental working out, mentally working out, getting your brain stronger. I just learned a whole bunch of stuff about AI yesterday, and I thought I knew a lot about agents and all of this other stuff. But we need to have that brain healthy in order to fight this, in order to fight these battles we in. Plus, there's a lot going on out here, you guys. So we need to be able to calm ourselves, control our own brains, control our emotions. And these are good ways to learn how to do it, starting with ourselves.
Now, let's take this a step further. One habit is good, but when you sequence habits in the right order, you create a resilience routine, a short series of micro actions that support your mental stability across the day. Here are 3 examples. A morning resilience routine might look like this. Take 3 slow breaths before getting out of bed. Say one intention out loud or silently, like, today I'll focus on what I can control. Or you could say, today I'll respond instead of react. Then open the blinds to get natural light and stretch your body for 1 minute. That's 3 minutes total for all of those things. But what you've just done is activate your parasympathetic nervous system, engage your prefrontal cortex, and align your attention with your values. That sequence primes your brain for the rest of the day. Here's a stress-triggered routine. Let's say you're in a moment of tension and you just read a frustrating email. First, name the emotion. I'm feeling irritated and pressured.
All right, Liberty, I ain't mean to do this to you, but this is for you right here, Liberty. Because sometimes when we talk, and I'm doing this on purpose because this is our show, straight up and down. This is our show. Sometimes when I talk to you, because you be modding a lot, and sometimes as people get on your nerves, I'll talk to you about something, and the first thing you're doing is like, yeah, did you see who such and such? And what this person and that person did? I'm like, oh my God, poor Liberty. Because I noticed that you're taking this in, and it's really affecting you. And me, because I'm your boy and I'm the host of the show, I'm over here like, nah, we got to figure out ways to get each other better and feeling our emotions and getting past this stuff. I'm not calling you out because, you know what I'm saying, like I don't love you. I'm just saying sometimes when I be like, yo, Liberty, you be like, yo, such and such just did this, such and such just did that. And I don't want us to start working off of so many people. We're going to be dealing with these people all the time because it's a lot of people. I don't want our motors to constantly run on high when we need to be calm sometimes too. Because if your motor is always running on high, that's not a good thing. So a lot of times when you're in high stress situations or when you got a job that's real stressful, we might take on these feelings and these emotions and we don't realize that we're rolling with what's going on with their program, with what's going on with the emotions. Nah, baby. Let's identify that. Let's identify what we dealing with and what we got to deal with. You know what? Such and such just did this or whatever, but I'm not letting them get on my nerves. Such and such just did this, but all I got to do is such and such tomorrow. We got solutions instead of getting caught up in the emotions. It's just like a motor. You don't want to keep on revving it, because after a while, it's going to blow out. And our hearts, we don't want our hearts to blow out. High blood pressure, certain things like that. So that's why I'm saying this, Liberty. And I'm sorry that I have to use you for an example, but I think we should be used as examples because we lead the charge. And if you have anything that you'd like to say in response, feel free, but I only care about you. That's why I say things like this. We don't need to run on high energy all the time. Sometimes we need to fall back and take it in. Let's keep on moving forward. Let's go.
Second, do a breath reset. Take a slow inhale and then exhale for a count of 4. The longer exhale helps down-regulate your stress response and calm your nervous system.
I know.
And then third, take one grounding action. Stand up, sip water, or touch something with texture. Engaging your senses takes you out of your head and into the present moment. That whole sequence interrupts the stress cascade in real time. You're not suppressing your emotion, you're processing it in a way that regulates your system and protects your mental reserve. Then there's the evening decompression routine. This is about signaling to your brain that the day is done. So first, do a quick body scan. Notice areas of tension in your body and release them. Second, reflect on one moment you handled well. Then, create a shutdown cue, like turn off a lamp, stretch, or play a calming song.
I turn out all of the bright lights in the house at a certain time, and I let the low lights stay in, the low lights. Because that's like getting my body mentally ready to go ahead and go to sleep. And it's giving me the time, and it makes me feel that way. Because you guys know if you got a lot of light on, there's no big difference from daytime or nighttime. So that doesn't really help you when it comes down to needing the melatonin and the cortisol to actually do what it needs to do. Your body needs to know what time it is, and you need to break down at a certain amount of time. And how about this? I bet you your dog going to tell you. If your dog go to bed at a certain time, you're going to come in there like, looking at you like, it's time to go to bed. How many people had dogs like that? Would a dog come tell you it's time to go to bed? Let's go, y'all, let's go.
You don't have to follow the same routine every night, but having a few familiar anchors helps your brain transition out of the demands of the day and into recovery mode. Now, here's where sequencing becomes especially effective. When these micro habits are placed in a purposeful order, based on your internal state or what the moment calls for, they don't just add up, they amplify one another. It's the difference between using tools at random and connecting them in a way that builds momentum.
I like that. When I'm awake, I open the windows. Jelena, yes, you get that air circulating through the house, be able to get that fresh air in the house. That's perfect.
For example, imagine wrapping up your workday and starting with a few grounding breaths at your desk. That helps calm your nervous system and create a sense of closure. Then, once you've stepped away, a short reflection helps shift your focus from productivity to personal meaning.
Now that's easy right there. At your desk, now you're telling yourself, okay, work is over. I'm good. You never think like that. I'm shutting it down, computer's down. All right, good, I'm out of here. Now the rest of the day is mine. Let's go.
Finally, a physical cue like dimming the lights, changing clothes, or turning on soft music signals that it's time to wind down. Each habit prepares your brain for the next one, guiding you gradually from alertness to rest.
You're right about that as well, King Fire. Natural light is good for the daytime as well as when you're breaking it down at nighttime, because already outside it's already dark. But when you have soft lights, like these side lights that I have, I even use these light boxes in the morning because I don't get sun. I wake up before the sun comes out. So I use these boxes right here. I actually use these right here as light boxes. You guys see that? And it's pretty soft when it comes down to the light right there. I actually leave these on at nighttime. I turn off all the other lights and I just have the soft these lights on because it just gives my body and my mental to be understanding that it's nighttime now, you know? So there's another one over here. I'll show you guys this one too. So if you guys look at these lights, you see they're kind of soft. These are like soft lights right here. The other ones, like the LEDs, are much heavier. I actually use these to wake up to in the morning as well too, if you don't have that sunlight. Those for the people that sleep overnight, that work at nighttime, that work in the evening and are up at daytime. Just in case you want to know what to use, you can use a light box. That's not exactly a light box, but I use it as one. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. Let's go.
So then you're not just practicing resilience, you're embodying it. One habit primes the brain for the next. And that's when your habits stop feeling like tools and start becoming who you are. You might be wondering, how do I know if this is working? Resilience isn't always measured by how calm you feel in the moment. Sometimes the progress is more subtle. You'll know your brain is becoming more resilient when you find yourself recovering faster from setbacks. Like when you notice that you're less rattled by things that used to really derail you.
And that comes over time. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a couple of days, you guys. It's going to happen in a little while after you've done this for a while. But guess what? That's when you're incorporated in your life. That's when it's wax on, wax off, and you're actually using it. You get what I'm saying? Because you've done it so many times. But again, we're not Mr. Miyagi you in this and making you do it like till you sweat. This is over a period of time you're doing these tactics in order to get better. It's all mental health.
When you pause before you react, and that pause feels natural and not forced, you might even catch yourself thinking, wait, I handled that differently than I used to. That's growth. That's the brain changing. If you like tracking progress, try this. Keep a simple log of small wins. Once a week, jot down one situation where you noticed a resilient response. It could be as small as, I paused before jumping into a defensive email, or I noticed I was spiraling and redirected my focus.
So this is the part I was talking about, Liberty. I hate to do it, but I'm gonna because I care about you. This is the part that I'm talking about. Don't want you to get caught up in these thunts or whatever, because next thing you know, we've been turn them around by next week and they rocking with us. Remember that other person that we thought was going to be a problem? Now they rocking with us? That's what I'm trying to say. Sometimes we get them to come around, sometimes we don't. But I don't want us to hold that on our backs.
These moments are signs that your baseline is shifting. Let's talk for a second about the mindset trap I call too much to matter. This is the thought that undermines a lot of habit change. It sounds like this: one deep breath won't fix my anxiety, or writing down a thought won't change how I feel. Does that sound like something that you would think or say? The truth is, long-term change often comes from things that feel insignificant in the moment. One deep breath doesn't fix everything, but it trains your nervous system to regulate.
Boom.
One emotion label doesn't remove stress, but it strengthens the brain circuits that keep your reactions balanced.
You can't walk over a pathway in the forest and make it have a trail. You got to keep on walking over that pathway for it to gain that trail. More people walk over, the deeper that trail gets. And then next thing you know, they turn it into a road.
And one reflection doesn't transform your whole life, but it reinforces a pattern of insight and intention. The key isn't doing one massive thing. It's doing one small thing again and again until your brain adapts, because it will. Let me leave you with this. Resilience isn't a crisis response. It's a prevention strategy. The goal isn't to build strength so that you can endure a storm. It's to build a foundation so that storms don't shake you as easily.
Yeah, that's right, you guys. That's why I work out a lot. I take care of myself and I try to be ready for the storm. I try to be mentally fit, try to be physically fit, because we're going to have all sorts of different battles coming at us. So we train for it early and we fortify it early and we make sure that we're strong and we keep on trying to get better. And that just makes us better as people. Let's go, you guys. And stop saying that Dr. Tracy looked like Rick James. I'm Rick James, bitch. Maybe he her daughter that she don't know about.
Tiny daily habits are your early intervention system. They reduce the likelihood that small stressors accumulate into burnout and breakdown. They keep your mind stable and your nervous system responsive so you don't just react, you recover. So here's your takeaway for today. Don't underestimate the small stuff. Pick one minimum dose habit and start today. Maybe it's a grounding breath, a 2-line reflection, or a mindful pause when stress hits. Build one resilience routine that fits your life. Morning, evening, midday, whatever suits your rhythm. And trust the process. Your brain is paying attention to what you repeat. In the next module, we're going to shift gears and talk about how supplements and nutrition impact brain health.
Okay, you guys, that was Dr. Tracy Marks. And again, if you want a stronger mind, start with these 3 minor habits. You know what those 3 minor habits were, you guys. You know what they were. And if you wanted to say them again, I don't know what to tell you. No, I think I wrote them down over here just so I can make sure. I actually did write them down. Just so you guys can know, let me go ahead and get the summary real quick. The real summary real quick. Now the summary is, what was that? The goal is to help oh no, sorry, I don't. I'm sorry, you guys, but if you want to go check the video out, you can actually. I think she was talking about neuropath. She had a lot of stuff. She was talking about retraining and much more. I do apologize about that, but hey, we did watch the whole video. It's the last one in the series. And if you still want to go watch this again, because yes, there's a lot of information that you can learn. It's all about repetition. If you really want to go there, all about repetition. It's all about not trying to force yourself to do it on the force like Mr. Miyagi's training Daniel's son. But over time, we change certain things, you guys. Again, want a strong mind? Start with these 3 micro habits. That was the last installment from Dr. Tracy Marks inside of that video. And you guys, again, you'll be able to go to the health and wellness section. Where? In the Discord. All you got to do is hit that link where it says Wonderful Wednesday co-host and family. Support HOBO by Cash App, BOOGOTTINYC. Right next to that, you'll see the link to join our Discord, because this doesn't stop. We just go over to the Discord and keep it going on with the messages, with all of the family and more. And we also have a new channel over there with music. If you guys want to go and throw up all of the old videos and stuff that you like, we got a new channel for that as well, right on our Discord. So come on over, hang out with us. You guys will have a fantastic time with the family. Now, it ain't over. Let's keep on moving forward. How many times have you ever seen like these porcupines and like spikes in a dog? I never understood how it was possible that a porcupine was able to actually make all of those spikes come out so perfectly on a dog. And until I saw like it actually happened before. I mean, this dog had porcupine spikes all over its face. Luckily, it didn't get in his eyes. You guys got to teach those dogs, hey, look, I know you want to try to bite this thing, but you can't bite it when it's got spikes sticking out of it. You guys, you ever see a dog got caught with some, what do they call them? Porcupine hulls? I think that's what they actually call them, porcupine quills. Well, guess what? This is a lucky dog, a good guy. He's a pity, and he's a brindle. And I guess the neighborhood found out that he got in a little tiff with a porcupine. And you guys, when I say his head looked like a spiked bat, his head looked like a spiked bat. It looked a little scary to me, but luckily, after a whole bunch of time, they got him out. And guess what? The community came together to help him. You guys be careful, because dogs do things like that. They're very inquisitive. Might have even been trying to bite the skunk. Who knows? But guess what? I'm sorry, the porcupine. Who knows? But, I mean, I'd rather be probably spiked by the spikes than that stinky skunk, though. But guess what, you guys? Luckily, he made it out. Let's see how the story goes right here, where the community saves a dog from porcupine quills.
For many pet owners, an emergency visit to the vet can be overwhelming, especially if it comes with an unexpected cost. But for one Abilene woman, help came from people she never expected. After one Abilene's family dog, Deuce, was attacked by a porcupine, he was rushed to Callahan County Veterinarian Clinic.
How so many spikes? How many? Like, how is it so perfectly on him like that? I'm talking about everywhere. I gotta watch videos of porcupines letting the spikes go now, because this can happen everywhere.
For emergency treatment. Veterinarians said it was one of the most severe cases of porcupine quills that they had seen.
It was just like a typical morning, you know, nothing crazy. And then right when we were pulling up, he got a phone call from his dad, and he was freaking out, crying, talking about Deuce got into a porcupine. And my boyfriend was like, well, we'll figure it out, you know, and he's like, no, it's really bad.
But as they rushed to save Bruce, they were also facing an expensive vet bill.
Probably took hours to get all of those quills out of there, right? Look at that. What's up, Robin?
Asia turned to the Abilene Helping Hands Facebook page, hoping someone could offer advice or lend a hand.
I just posted on a whim, really. I was just like, let's just hope and pray that someone out there will help us, because we love that dog.
Within minutes, the community responded.
Community being so willing to help us, and we're all strangers, it meant so much. And it really shows that there are good people in this world, and Abilene is a really good community to be a part of. You know, we hear a lot about.
Like, look how it missed his eye on both sides. Look how those quills missed this baby's eye right here on both sides. Both eyes are just missed just by inches.
Bad and stuff like that, but it was like these strangers without any hesitation were willing to help, and they were calling the vet, making donations, and just, you know, they were using their hard-earned money to help our dog, and that was very touching, very touching.
Donations quickly poured in, and before long, Bruce's vet bill was completely paid. The support didn't stop there. Asia says people continued calling to check on Bruce's recovery, and the clinic had to turn away donations by the end of the day.
I love stuff like this. It reminds us of Lynn and Nova, right? That's what we did when Nova got hurt. We were sending money like crazy. They was like, all right, you guys, we got enough. She said that it got to the point where the app had crashed. Lynn had made so much off of this, or for taking care, or for people donating. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I mean when people getting behind them and making sure that we got nothing but love. She didn't even expect the community coming together like that.
Started out as a horrible day for Asia and her family, ended up being an overwhelming reminder of the kindness in the Abilene community.
There you go, guys. And I hope that if anything ever happens to any one of our animals, you guys do know that you can reach out to everybody on our bottom line, because we do that every single month. We don't make as much as we used to around here, but it's okay, because we really come on here for you guys now, by the way. We don't make as much as we used to, but we got a couple of other shows we're going to be premiering in the video section. We don't even look at the numbers anymore. It's so sad, because we still know that we're still #1 when it comes down to the quality and bringing you what we're bringing you. But some people around here talking about they changed the algorithm, so now new YouTubers, people that aren't even known, it doesn't matter about your subscribers or how many views you got anymore. They changed the algorithm on us in July, you guys. Think I didn't notice it. If you guys don't know, I'm going to put it up inside the Discord today to show you guys what I'm talking about. Things around here have changed a lot, so don't worry about numbers no more. You come to the show. If you don't get the notification, we still going to be here at 6 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, because as long as the Lord's waking me up, I'm going to be right here at 6 o'clock in the morning with a suit on, talking my talk. That's right. That's how we do it over here. And you guys know how we do it over here. I want to know, are you trying to promote something? You got a business? You're looking for a job? Well, guess what? Send the promo over to us. We put it up in the Discord and the post notification area. That's right, you guys. If you got a promo you're trying to get out there, send it over to us. We're going to put it in the post notification area. It has to be 1080 by 1080 in order to fit, and that's the only catch. And guess what? We only got a couple of days left. I've been waiting for this week to be over. Why? Because next week you can't wait for that Show Your Talent shirts. That's when I'm going to be able to give you guys the dates on where we're going to be at. That's the talent search where you could win $250 in Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, and in Staten Island, all 5 boroughs. Also, one person from here will also be able to compete. Come on in, you guys, be a part of the talent show that we've been putting together for months. That's right, you guys. And after we compete and put everybody together, we're going to make one person the winner. That's why you see that $1,000 down there, right? I'm your host, BOOGOTTINYC, same way I start the show. And it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. That's 14% alcohol by volume, you guys. And if you want to get lit, you gotta drink Big Drip. Go on over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. I said it, 14% alcohol, you guys, in one can. And not only that, we don't got those little Cutwater cans. Those are 12 ounces, so you're getting 4 of those, boy, for real, 14%. And you don't got to drink as much. I know people are down with the alcohol now, not trying to be too tipsy. But yeah, think about it. You only got to drink half of a can. Yeah, right. Talking about half a can. By the time they put that in there, they're going to drink the whole thing. But it tastes delicious, so why not? Again, Show Your Talent search. Come on over to the website, www.drinkbigdrip.com. That's 2 G's and 2 P's. Not one. We got to keep it together over here. You guys, let's keep it together and let's do what we got to do. Because the same way that we start our show is the same way that we end it. We got to get those prayers in the air. We don't act like we run the show. We let the man upstairs know that he run the show, and we don't complain because guess what? We're lucky that we woke up this morning. That's the first thing I always say. I'm happy to be up this morning. I'll deal with all of the problems later, Lord. Just make sure I wake up. That's it. Make sure I wake up and I'll deal with it all later. And as long as I got you guys, I'm not worried about it. Let's keep on moving forward because guess what? I want to get those prayers in the air for every single person that's here, all of our dedicated family members and all of our co-hosts for showing up and showing out the way that you guys always do. Who we going to get those prayers in the air for? We're going to pray for respect. We're going to pray for understanding. We're going to pray for great health. Let's pray for nurturing and let's pray for honesty. And we can't forget to pray for love. Who we're praying for right now? I seen your liberty and justice. We're praying for you. Also, Casey Ramos, can't forget about you. Guy and Elsa, I see you as well as angels among us. Jordan, who's that? John Gordon, thank you so much for coming in. Jelena, thank you so much for always showing up and always showing out. We're praying for you as well. Ace Fables, that's right. We got Justin in the building. Liberty and justice. Can't forget about my boy, Jeffrey Spilka. Shouting out who else? Guy and Elsa. Got to get you in the prayers too. Jelena, you know we got you. Ad Rains, Guy and Elsa, Jeffrey Spilka, Yolanda, got to get you in those prayers. Rebecca, Lon Yen Bueno chiming in from Grand Rapids, Michigan. That's right, 420 John Fitzpatrick, Eliza. Can't forget about G-Man, Joshua, Jelena, Dale, I see you in here too. Thank you for showing up and we love you too. Liberty and justice, Guy and Elsa. Ad Rains, you already know. I see you on Instagram. I love you. Can't wait to see you. I love to see when you guys keep on coming in. I love those names. I love seeing the names that I know. There you go, Ad Rains. How you doing, Miss Swanza? You know I got to get you in the prayers. Big shout out and love to Miss Swanza and your family. And a special prayer for Kendra Walker and her family. She lost her brother. We want to pray for Kendra Walker right now. We want to pray for her and let her know that we are here for you. God blesses you, and as long as you look up to God, He's going to have you covered. And we want to pray for your family as well, for your health, for your spirit, and for all of you guys to be safe. We're praying for Kendra Walker right now. You guys, we're praying for her family. Angels among us. Can't forget about Rebecca Lanyan Bueno. Joshua, got to pray for you as well. Jeffrey Spilka. Can't forget about King Fire. Dale, can't forget about Joshua again. Liberty and Justice, Jeffrey Spilka, Winter Rising. Can't forget about Angels Among Us. Let's get Colessive in there. Can't forget about Teddy, Terry, Miss Jackson, and Miss Johnson. That's right, you guys, everybody, as well as your boy Boogotti NYC, myself, and the glare up there. Mike Will, got to get you in those prayers too. G59, Guy and Elsa. Amen. You guys know how we do it. We do this every single day. Today, that's right, it's Wednesday. But tomorrow, Thursday, one more day to the weekend. We will be right back here with trending topics, current events, and the health and wellness section. A whole new segment for you guys. We hope that you chime in. You guys want to send in some information on what you want to see? Go ahead and hit me up on bridgethisllc@gmail.com or simply hit that link right there. Join the Our Bottom Line Discord. Liberty's over there, Baddies over there, Winter, Colessive. We all, the entire family is on the Discord. That's right, you guys. And we're about to have exclusive content coming just for Discord that they won't allow here. You guys, we got another show coming up soon. We also got videos that we're going to be doing. We got interviews coming up. Our Bottom Line is growing. Don't worry about the live show because we moving where they want us to move to. You want to see originality? That's what they like to see. They think that's going to be a good thing. Well, it can't get no original than Boogotti NYC when we hit those streets and start those other segments and new shows. We're about to start moving around, you guys. We ain't got no choice. They changed the show up on us. So we ain't got no choice. But guess what? That just means that you guys are going to get better content. More of me and more of the city and more of what we got to show. So that's it, you guys. That's how we do it. And you know what I'm about to say right now, right? Y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So until tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the morning, trending topics, current events, and the health and wellness section. Get 'em! Peace. See you in the morning, 6 o'clock. Let's go.